In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. NFL Draft 2020, the quarantine edition. And this one is extra special because we got the whole crew on deck. This is the official JB and Benny Blue Review, KSRN Casualsports.com live stream of the NFL Draft.
All that.
20. And I got an esteemed panel joining us for 2 hours. If you're getting tired of Mel Kiper's wig piece, we're going to bust and all their BS, join us and rock with us. We are on all of the platforms. We're everywhere. We're on Facebook. We're streaming on our page, and of course on Casual Sports and Neutral Zone. Every KSRM page, you can see our shining faces. I'm going to introduce the panel from the top left. Joining us from parts unknown, aka I think Washington, possibly Wyoming. It is the Sportz Mitch, aka money making Mitch. How you doing, sir? You're not in the U-Haul.
I'm doing great. I'm glad I'm not in a U-Haul. I was tired of that real quick. I am in Washington right now and loving it. Thanks for that awesome intro.
You're going to be providing us with some quality commentary. Right below you, like the goddamn Brady Bunch, it is Javon, J-Luv, Adam, host of Microphone Masters, co-host of the Neutral Zone Easy Sports Talk. How you doing, sir? How you living out there?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I've been here just trying to have a little bit of libation, hang out with my fellows. That's what's up.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, so he's with us right below him. Oh, the guy, the founder of KSRN Casualsports.com, Casual E, a.k.a. Earl Burnett, live in his own fantastic studio, and we'll be going over his mock draft here in a few minutes. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, I am doing awesome, man. Just got off the dang on TV. My kids had me hooked into that dang on Fortnite because Travis Scott had a little concert going. I was
heard about that.
It was pretty dope, though. But, yeah, I'm good, though. Getting ready for this thing, man. It's going to be crazy.
Yes, indeed. All right, right below me, we got the grease of the wheels, if you will. The man who keeps this going. He's part of the Neutral Zone. He's a producer. He's basically almost single-handedly responsible for this whole operation. The guy, we got to figure out a nickname for Sean. Sean McConnell joining us from his man cave, draped up in his finest KSRN Arizona shirt. How are you doing, sir? Escaping the family for 2 hours? I love it.
Hey, doing what we can. But I think you just came up with the nickname, man. You called me Grease Man. I'm the Grease Man.
Grease Man. You know what? I'm kind of into it. Hey. Speaking of a man who knows that greasy talk. Oh, yeah. He's patented Kyler Murray headband and them dilly on deck. The Bird Gang representative.
Talking about Bud Light.
Jared Dean Bridges, the third Esquire. What's happening, sir? With the fresh chop, I see you. How you living, man? Are you ready? You were born for this.
It's a glorious, as I do every year. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now we ain't talking about Christmas. We talking about the NFL draft, baby.
Right.
I'm always super excited around this time of year. Brings back nostalgia. It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? The good, the bad feelings, all that. But in the end, we know the end result, and that's all that matters. So Benny said something about this guy named Mel Kiper, right? Benny knows I don't really care for Mel Kiper. Mel Kiper tried to dog me in 03 when I was coming out, right? He tried to dog me. First of all, he said I didn't belong in the Senior Bowl, right? He had to use words in the Senior Bowl because he said that I was the best lineman there. He had to because I was out there kicking ass, all right? And then he said I wouldn't have a long career in the NFL because of my size and the lack of competition. Anyway, Mel Kiper Jr., you can kiss my.
You got it.
That's right.
Hey, it's a JB special. You can let loose.
Yeah, we'll just mark it explicit on the podcast. We'll mark it explicit later.
Jeremy, just so you know, I'm on your side.
We're
buddies.
Making Mitch, always, man. That's my guy.
There it
always
is.
good to see you and hear your voice, Mitch, not just see the top of your head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Like see your face behind the microphone, you see is Mitch, like in the studio, all you see is this.
I miss people not seeing my face. I felt so much more secure, that's for sure.
You were like hearing God talk. You're like, who the hell is that? What?
Well, look, folks, we got plenty of time for the foolishness. We're going to be rocking for a couple hours here. We're going to get through as many picks as we can. Obviously, it's probably going to take us through at least the top 10, hopefully the top 15. You know, the money picks. We're going to see some trades. We're going to see some craziness. So while all this stuff kicks up, I actually have a few questions to pitch to each of you, and then we're going to go in on Earl, a.k.a. Casual E's final mock draft available on casualsports.com.
That's right.
All right. So this first one, Mitch, I'm throwing you this first one. All right. Which team is most likely to panic due to the quarantine draft setup? Which team is just going to lose their shit? Their router's going to cut out. They're going to accidentally pick Tom Brady. What team is that going to be? Who's it going to be?
Oh, we all know who it's going to be. It's going to be Mr. Gettle himself in the New York Giants.
I agree with that.
I wish I had an argument, but I don't.
That's got to be the easiest question of the day. That's for sure.
Ooh.
I'll tell you what. I feel like Gettleman's going to accidentally screen share some like Pornhub. Like,
no.
He's gonna do the Brett Favre and do the full dick pic with the face involved in it, and be like,
no,
sorry guys.
Bring that up.
Come on.
Jesus.
Yeah, that sounds gentlemanish.
Gentlemanish.
All right, so that's I like that. That sounds about reasonable. All right, Javon, this one I think you're going to appreciate. In that vein of doing something dumb on a live stream, who is more likely to say something really dumb on their Zoom because they forgot to mute? Roger Goodell or Jerry Jones?
I was, you know what? As you were saying that, I was thinking Jerry Jones would be that dude. So I think it's Jerry Jones. He's most definitely. I think Roger will be buttoned up, but Jerry Jones, he gonna say something about a skinnier than a gnat's ass or whatever the heck he does. He gonna do something.
Exercising a mosquito.
It depends on how many IPAs that Steve Keiman's had yet. If he's had too many IPAs, he might beat Jerry Jones to the punch.
Just as long as you don't drive after you drink, that's all okay. We don't give a fuck about nothing else. You can have as many IPAs as you want.
After the draft.
Do some picks and you don't go driving after you get done.
Right.
Maybe if he has a shot at that Maker's Mark or something like that, he might pick the right offensive lineman or something like that.
We got to stay away from offensive linemen.
The issue is he always has
Earl,
Maker's Mark before he drafts.
Listen,
no, we talking Steve Keim doing it. I'm good with offensive linemen.
Listen, I'm sorry. Look, I know we probably gonna pick an O lineman first. I know we are, right? But I'm still on that boy what's his name, Delpit?
Oh, Grant Delpit.
I feel like he's gonna be a better fit for our defense right now. We can plug him in right now. Like, it ain't no transition, bro. It's no transition for him. And offensive lineman, look, we probably got 8 right now on roster. We probably got 8 offensive linemen, right?
Damn.
So even though we didn't have the greatest of success last year's offensive line, we didn't have the worst offensive line. We were like mid of the run of the mill. We were like midway through the pack.
Especially late.
We're gonna get offensive line.
Late, yeah, exactly.
Right?
Especially the last 4 games, we were really good.
Yeah, we're gonna get offensive line. So,
And JB, that was my question for you, and you kind of answered it. If the Bird Gang doesn't end up taking an offensive lineman, which player are they most likely to take and why? Is that your?
It's 2 guys I'm looking at. It's either gonna be Delpit at safety, which is probably not gonna happen because I don't know if he's even on their board. But he's an LSU guy, and you know what I'm saying. So Pat P has he has an influence, even though he's been kind of quiet.
Used to have influence.
Pat P has an influence, right? So we're looking at also the kid. What's his name? Whitlock. Is that his name? The kid from South Carolina. What's his name?
Oh, Jedrick Wills?
No.
South Carolina. Oh, Kinlaw.
Okay, Kinlaw.
Yeah.
Right. I like that kid. I like him as a defensive lineman.
Oh, that's Javon Kinlaw.
Yeah. He's active. You know what I'm saying? Like he's mean, and he's not like a lot of people kind of try to put him in. He's like a hybrid between defensive end and defensive tackle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, some stuff came up on him though about his knees though.
Oh, word?
Yeah, word. He got 2 bad. Well, they're not bad now, but they were previously operated on, and it's like, okay, everybody's a little bit scared that those 2 knee injuries could come back at some point.
How many guys you know that are about to get drafted that have no injury?
Exactly.
Please, he who is out injury cast the first stone.
Well put.
I think we should wait till the 6th round to get an offensive lineman because that worked out well for us, right, Jeremy?
There you go.
I think I worked great.
Good
I'm the guy, right? So we actually drafted the year I was drafted. We drafted Reggie Wells in the 6th round. Worked out really well for us.
Yeah, he was pretty decent. He was pretty decent.
My dog. So I feel I'm a firm believer, right? And I hope you guys can amen this, that you get quality linemen from the 3rd to the 6th round. Like
Yeah.
that's
I
when
agree.
you get quality, solid offensive linemen that play in the league forever.
I agree.
Right?
Linemen and running backs, 100%.
And you every once in a while you get a guy, you know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure, just so we all know, I'm just going out there and saying I don't believe we're not gonna pick. We're picking Wirfs or Willis. I'm pretty sure one of the two is gonna get picked. Right? It depends on what the Giants do. Like we all met last time we talked about it. We ain't
That's the key.
It depends on what the Giants do.
Right.
They pick one, we're gonna pick the other. I think that's kind of the move we're gonna go.
Okay.
But hopefully, we draft Delphi.
Okay. All right. Now, Earl, this next one's for you because you kind of alluded to it in your mock draft, again available on casualsports.com. And by the way, I know we're all like dealing with bandwidth and trying to stream. If Commissioner is coming up to the podium with his robe ajar and he's making a pick, somebody shout it out, please. So, Mr. Commissioner, you got your balls hanging out. You gotta, put them away before you talk about Joe Burrow. All right, I digress. Earl, this question is for you. Which team is most likely to sell the farm for Tua? The Dolphins, the Jaguars, or another team?
That would be your Jaguars, man. I mean, here's a team that dumped every damn star on their team to start off.
And Earl, not to cut you off, but they're looking to shop Burnett.
Exactly. Fournette and the other guy that doesn't want to be there. Who's the other guy? The defensive end, I believe that he doesn't want to be there. So
you can't pronounce it.
Too.
You can't pronounce
it's like
it.
Indagwe or something like that. Yeah. And so here's a team that's starting from scratch. And where do you start from scratch? You go get a quarterback. So you give all that asset that you got that capital up to go down to number 3. And what better person to take but Tua to start things off in Jacksonville?
Okay. All right. And then final question before we get into your mock draft. This one is for Sean. Sean, which quarterback is most likely to get dealt for a draft pick? Andy Dalton, Derek Carr, or Josh Rosen?
I think we can all say this one at the same time.
I don't know.
See,
Chucky
here's the
might
thing.
be up to something.
Chucky might be up to something.
Here's the thing. Derek Carr, I think, is actually the most likely to be dealt because Rosen, can you deal him again? No, you're just going to release him. And Dalton's the same story. That's the Rosen situation a year later.
point,
How are you going to trade him when we know you need to trade him? So, yeah, Derek Carr might be on the move tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll see about that.
Oh, God, no.
What? Hey, come on, man. I appreciate you reading my mind, son. And I just thought of a nickname for you. We're going to call you S. Dot. Right?
Oh, no. Come on. Keep the
Great
grease man. I
JT.
like the grease man. Come on.
S. Dot.
I like that.
S. Dot, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
Yep.
That's not
I
going
like
to
that.
stick. No.
That's him.
All right, so there are 6 opening questions. Earl, I'm going to turn this one over to you because it's your mock draft.
Hold on, Benny.
I have a question to pose to everybody once we go through that.
Hold on, Benny.
So Earl, let's go through your top 10. What you got?
Hold on, Benny. Benny, hold on now.
What happened?
We didn't ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
That's you one.
Oh,
I
no.
want to know who is Detroit going to pick with the first pick.
Tua.
I mean, if they
No
if they
speculation
pick-
now. We speculated last time. We speculated last time. I want to know concrete who the fuck y'all gonna pick.
Who is the wrong pick for the Detroit
Right,
Lions?
who's the wrong pick y'all gonna pick this time? Y'all pick a receiver? y'all
right,
gonna get a
like
receiver?
an 05, yeah, we're gonna pick a receiver. So 3 first rounds in a row.
Charles Rogers, yeah.
Rest in peace. Come on now, it's cold blooded. They're gonna pick. I was being cute on the Neutral Zone live stream last week. They're gonna pick. If they don't trade out, they're gonna pick Okuda. But I believe they're gonna trade out.
Yeah.
I honestly
I
believe
do
they're
too.
gonna trade out. To be honest with you, Okuda's cool. I actually want them to pick Isaiah Simmons if he was available.
Yeah.
But I think if they stand pat, if they don't get a juicy enough offer, they're gonna pick Okuda. But I honestly think if I gun to my head, I think they're gonna trade out and then maybe take a defensive lineman.
Okuda.
Hence the question mark on my number 3 pick in that mock draft. I got the question
Right.
there because I do think they are going to trade that pick out. I do. But I got a feeling, like I said, Tua will be the number 3 pick regardless to what team comes up to be in that spot. I just got a feeling. I don't know why. I mean, I think everybody's making a big issue of the the hip injury. I think everybody's using that as like a smoke screen to try to fool another team and play
Oh, yeah, smoke and mirrors all day.
Smoke and freaking mirrors.
Totally.
This kid, man, I'm telling you, he is going to be the next special thing in the quarterback at quarterback. So if I'm Jacksonville, if I'm New England might just come do some dealing with the former assistant coach. So I mean, them two might be shaking some hands like, hey, homie, hook me up, you know, and they got a lot of capital. New England.
You know, Sports Center, like Earl, you know, like Sports Center don't say a lot of intelligent things. Like the people on Sports Center, they don't. But one thing, I forget who said it. That's how insignificant they are. I forgot who said it. That if he starts to go down, like if he starts to fall, don't be surprised if you see New England make a play, get up to pick him up because of the fact that Belichick and Saban are bored.
I agree.
Y'all know that. We know they hang like titties.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
Don't be surprised if Tua falls past the top 15.
I don't think he's gonna go that far.
To grab his ass because they don't have a quarterback right now. Let's just be completely honest.
I mean, also too, Matt Patricia is a wannabe, a Belichick wannabe, right? He's gonna want to gain some more of those picks, like Belichick does, stockpile picks. So what better way to go to the guy to get him from to be him and the Patriots might come up there. They got 14 picks in this dang draft?
Really?
It's really weird to me that the Lions are so bad at drafting because all the owners will admit it's Lions season right now. They be lying left and right on who they're going to get. And yet the Detroit Lions still can't get a good pick out of this.
Hey, but check this out, though. The mock draft I have down here, if Detroit does trade out, the way things are going, they could still snap Okudah at 9 if they trade with Jacksonville.
They could get Kindle at 9 also.
It's possible, and I mean their last couple drafts have actually been pretty good. I mean, shit,
Right.
you guys got DK off of us, so you know they're drafting good people. It's a culture thing. It's them. It's players not necessarily gelling with Patricia. I mean, the man uses a pencil on a laminated plate, so that tells you all you need to know. All right, look, the Bengals are on the clock. They got 8 minutes. All right, let's go.
6:50.
Take it, Burrow.
Oh, I got 7 right here.
It's Burrow. It's for sure Burrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got Burrow.
Anybody that doesn't say Burrow's crazy.
They're just using CenturyLink. That's the problem. That's why it's taking forever. They got CenturyLink.
Right. Exactly.
Kurt Warner got the trophy in the back like he just displaying his stuff. Look at it.
See him?
Yeah,
He got the MVP. Superhero right now.
He got the MVP, the Super Bowl trophy, everything. We know what you did, man.
You played with him too, didn't you, JB?
My guy, man.
Yeah, that was his blind spot.
Yeah, that was Woody Hoo.
I got a videotape on that. JV be blocking. He's like, you ain't getting to my dog, man. What you doing?
Sir, you know what I'm saying? Kurt one of them guys that you want to block for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's one of those guys.
He'll eat your ass. He'll cuss you out if you don't. That's for sure.
He'll talk bad to you. You won't curse him.
Oh, that's true.
So, Jeremy, I have a question for you that I just totally remembered, and I wanted to ask you for the last, 2 years. When you got drafted, what was the scene in the locker room when you entered in there compared to maybe, the second or third round pick of that draft? Did you feel like maybe they were downing you a little bit more, like maybe you were pushed to the side, or was everyone kind of family at that point?
You know what? It's like you're a rookie, Mitch. They don't give a damn what round you got picked in.
Right.
Right.
So first rounders don't get treated any differently than any other round.
Jerome McDougal was our first rounder. They treated him like shit on a stick. Just like all the rest of us. Mitch, you're a rookie. You ain't did nothing in this league. You ain't proved nothing. These guys have been in the league. You got guys been in the league 4 or 5 years. And that are Pro Bowlers and that are proven and that have gotten contracts, and you bring your happy jack ass in there thinking you finna get it cracking, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get respected until they see you on that grass putting in work. That's just how it goes.
Hey, speaking of that, with Haskins last year, when he had the chance to start, and he was really rah-rah about, no, we're gonna change this culture, we're gonna get this cracking, and I'm gonna be the one to lead it. Do you think that he lost the locker room when he was trying to be so boisterous? Because he obviously fell on his face for the most part.
You know what?
Can it happen that overconfidence?
That's the key point. He fell on his face. That's what made it invalid.
You know what, man? I got this thing when it comes to Ohio State guys, right?
Okay.
And so it's truly a love-hate relationship, right? I got guys that I played with that went to Ohio State that I love to death. And I got ones that I know that went to Ohio State that I fucking can't stand, right? Because of their sense of entitlement, because of the way that they act towards other guys like they're better than other people. And Dwayne Haskins epitomizes that. right? He just looks like a dickhead to me. Like,
Really?
and like, it's a bunch of talking going on. But I didn't think the kid was that good at Ohio State. I damn sure don't think he's that good in the NFL. And honestly, like, I don't think Ron Rivera thinks he's that good either.
Right.
I mean, they brought Allen to the team, and we all know what the fuck that was about. That was his guy. And he was like, well, now I got my baby. Haskins, you can get the fuck. Like, you know, or you can sit this bench and you know.
That's a good point, though, because veteran coaches don't make moves like that unless they're going for their guy that they're confident in, because he's new in the job. He ain't going to just put himself out there to hang the dry. He's going to bring in who he knows.
They drafted Allen, right?
Yeah, sure. They drafted
him. You know what I'm saying? Ron left a year after he got drafted. He was like, you know what? I like that kid.
Same kid that whooped our ass, too.
Right.
By the way, don't discount the Cam Newton factor either. Don't discount that. That could play out over the coming months, especially if there's a need and they don't like what they have.
That's true. That's true.
I think Cam Newton.
Okay, the pick it's almost there. They got less than.
Mine says the pick is in, but it
Mine
doesn't say
says
the pick
the
is
pick
in.
is in.
Pick is in.
You got
Bengals
Joe
pick
Burrow
is in.
talking about the Heisman Trophy.
Okay.
Yeah, pick is in.
I got a really important question for Sean. Sean, does Joe Burrow look like Macaulay Culkin as much?
Yeah.
You stole mine.
Yes.
Dang it.
Yes. 100%.
Crazy.
McAllister.
It's great because they're just
Starting
going to do Home
quarterback,
Alone
Kevin
promos. Yeah.
I just started watching the show Succession, and Macaulay Culkin's brother is one of the stars in that show, and I was thinking he looked like the most unknown Macaulay Culkin brother that anyone could possibly imagine.
Mitch, is that the little chubby kid?
No, it's the Home Alone.
No.
Home Alone guy.
Yeah.
No, I know Macaulay Culkin, but I'm talking about his brother. His brother was on.
Oh yeah, he's on Succession.
Yeah, he's chubby, right?
He's like the comedian brother, the one that can't take anything seriously.
Okay, because I was thinking about what was the name of that damn show I was watching where his brother. You know who it is? Who I'm thinking about, and I'm tripping. It's the kid from Forrest Gump.
No, that's not him.
Okay, yo, first time
I know who you're talking about.
The first time I saw him as an adult, I was like, yo, he looked mad familiar. You know what I'm saying? Like, then when I figured out, I was all over the floor rolling, like, yo.
From Money Making Mitch to Movie Watching Mitch. He knows in the movie.
Mitch wears skinny hats.
Hulu gave me free HBO, and I've been watching all HBO stuff. It's been bad.
Hey, there you go.
Gotta take advantage.
All right, so the pick is in. I think mine might be a little bit behind. Is it showing? Have they made it yet?
They're showing Joe Burrow in his living room. Draft pick is in. Here we go.
Pick is in.
I can't hear my TV, so I can't really tell.
YouTube.
All right, here we go.
Boo the commissioner. Definitely boo the commissioner. Boo. Suck it.
Oh, selection.
Joe Burrow.
We all do that.
I mean, come on now.
They took all that time just to say Joe Burrow. What a waste.
Yeah.
They got to build it up
As soon as
somehow.
they put him on the clock, they should be like, okay, yeah, we know who y'all picking. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, so Earl's 1 for 1.
1 for 1. Me and the whole world is 1 for 1.
Hey, man.
Here's the thing: when you talk about a quarterback like Joe Burrow coming in with an organization like the Bengals are one of those organizations that they'll cut costs whenever possible. They've been widely known to not have in terms of scouting, a scouting department.
Yes.
Yeah, they have 2 scouts.
They're janky, if you will. Janky.
They don't go out and they don't do the things that are necessary to put
Right.
together. And it's amazing with knowing all that we know about them, how what was the previous coach when they fired him? What was my dude's name?
Marvin Lewis.
Marvin Lewis.
How much he was able to make chicken salad out of chicken shit
Right.
year after year after year. They may not have won playoff games, but he got whatever he could do
Sure did.
out of that bunch to get them there. We see, and I think he should be given a lot more credit than he is.
He went to 3 or 4 playoffs with Andy Dalton as his best player and AJ Green as his best player. Everyone else is just a bunch of scrubs on the side.
And so many winning seasons that he had there. I mean, that was the way that the Cardinals are on the upswing now. The Cardinals and the Bengals were almost synonyms.
Yeah, especially in ASU.
The organizations were with their futility, and so the Bengals kind of regressing back to where they were. I don't think that's any surprise.
Is this guy really this good of a quarterback is what I'm asking, because in my opinion Tua was the better quarterback in this whole draft.
I can't tell
but what I'm asking is because like Jay alluded to, the Bengals don't do things right. So what's going to be different from him going in there being Andy Dalton and in that same offensive system and behind that same offensive line? What's a rookie going to do any better?
A rookie contract. They just
So
wanted
that's
Andy
about it.
Dalton on a rookie contract. So there you go.
about
That's
it.
him right
That's
there.
about it.
I mean, what you're hoping for from Joe Burrow is 2015 Andy Dalton with the MVP. I can't tell you if Tua or Joe's better because both of them have 3 wide receivers going in the first.
Three good.
They're
wide
going like the
receivers.
first 2 like heavy in first 2 rounds.
Right.
I can't tell you if these quarterbacks are good because their wide receivers were apparently that great. That's
Right.
why when we were having the Herbert conversation, none of his wide receivers are going in the first 2 rounds, which I'm not saying Herbert's going to be good, but that's when I was using that conversation against the Burrow and Tua people.
That makes sense.
Right.
Give me a comp. Give me a comp for Burrow, and please don't say Kurt Warner.
Andy
Probably
Dalton, same
stealing
team,
Romo.
Andy Dalton.
Probably
Andy
stealing Romo.
Okay, that's
I would
pretty
say
good.
stealing
That's pretty
Romo.
good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I did hear that poor man's Romo type of thing.
Poor man.
If
I would say
Cincinnati
to your
gets
credit.
stealing Romo floor like Jake Locker. Something like
Yes,
that.
there we go. There we
I
go.
think would be something there. Here's the thing, Javon, to your point, because you said it very well. It's going to come down to what it's culture. Is Zach
Right.
Taylor going to be the guy who puts the right pieces around him? Because there's been plenty of talented people who've had their careers fucked over by just bad systems.
At
That
Stafford.
Yes.
are not a good fit.
If
You
I'm
know?
Joe Burrow's agent, after 2 years, if it ain't cracking, we
Get
get
out.
fuck up out of there. All right?
Exactly.
I'm pitching the bitch. I'm pitching the bitch. I'm pitching the biggest bitch you can think of. I want out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Y'all not finna keep me here and ruin my goddamn career.
Yeah.
Like, the kid can play ball. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
bottom line. Ben, did you just say stealing Tony Romo floor Jake Locker?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
No.
I think
What is
if
it then?
Cincinnati gets Tony Romo, they'll be
No.
excited. He was a lot better than I think he got credit for.
No.
What do you think his ceiling is? What is his
This kid can
comp
fucking
ceiling?
play ball, man. Like, we're gonna start here. Like, a lot of people trying to underrate this dude. Now, Tony Romo wasn't no slouch. Now, but
No,
Tony
he
Romo had a
wasn't.
lot of bad moments. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing this kid does take care of the football. He doesn't really. He's a guy that can be a gunslinger, but he's not a gunslinger. You know what I'm saying? Look at his interceptions. Like, even in college, this is the SEC. First of all, it's the closest thing you'll get to the NFL. Sorry, I don't care what nobody says. These kids in the SEC, some of the higher level SEC teams could beat some of the lower level NFL teams. Period. Let's just be real about the shit.
Okay.
He had the success he's had in the SEC, right? Everybody was like, well, he couldn't even play at Ohio State. Look at Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? Look at what they're looking for in a quarterback. That's not what they were looking for in a quarterback. Preferably his skin tone, right? So it was like, they were like, no, we don't want this guy. We want this guy. They had Haskins, and we're going to see who plays out in the NFL who has a better career, Haskins or Joe Burrow. You know what I'm saying?
Redskins pick is in, by the way.
Speaking of the Redskins,
Ooh.
JB, the pick is in.
We're
We're
gonna
talking
see what they
Chase
do.
Young,
The
Earl.
Washington racial slurs are in, guys.
See what we got. Chase Young.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Chase Young. It's got to be
Washington,
Chase
Native
Young.
Americans.
Okay, they're in.
Oh, they're gonna slow this thing. They're
Be
gonna
with,
slow this thing down big time.
Oh, yeah, they're going to make this thing last about 3 hours.
Oh yeah, because they got the world watching. So, yeah, I mean,
They've been needing these ratings. What you mean? They've been needing this shit.
exactly. And I think the highest that Burrow could be as a comp for me would be Jared Goff.
Whoa, is that high end or low end comp?
That's high end because I don't see him as a superstar. I don't know why.
Here's my
I just
thing that
think the
everybody's
college
kind of missing about Burrow. Everybody's looking at his talent, right?
Okay.
I'm looking at his fucking attitude. He has a fucking attitude, right?
Okay.
And all good football players, good basketball players, good hockey players, they have a fucking attitude. And at that point, when they say fuck it, that means they're going to do what they need to do to be successful, right?
Okay.
If he got to get 3 yards, he ain't got nobody open, guess what he's going to do? He's going to run and get them 3 yards,
Right.
slide, get his ass up, and go back to the huddle. You know what I'm saying? I think the kid has a wonderful grasp on who he is and what he can do.
So
Right?
you
I
put-
really think he's that mature, and he has enough of that fucking in him.
Right.
You know, and you saw the LSU when he didn't have his top-ranked receivers open. He got
Right.
his ass out and ran in the SEC with his linebackers there at 6'3" and they weigh 240 pounds. They run 4.2s. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, that are coming to kill you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he did it. He has that fucking attitude. Now, he's not Tua by any stretch of the imagination. That kid's special.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he's special. And I believe that wholeheartedly. If he can stay healthy, man, we're going to see
Yeah.
championships won with that kid. But Burrow, in the right system, this kid
Yeah.
can be super successful. I'm talking about like
That's the question: are the Bengals the right system?
Yeah, that's what I was taking into
Wait,
account.
was that whole
as a system.
was that whole rant against me? I've been sticking up for you the whole time. That whole rant was against me. How dare you?
Hey,
I wasn't even against you. I said I think Joe could be good. He won't be great. I think we're on the same page. You're just yelling at me.
Solid career.
Looks like that pick is in. They're showing Chase Young on the screen. I think he's on the phone.
See, when they do that, they're pretty much telling us what's going on.
Right, he done got picked already, yeah.
What's going to happen if there's another pick?
Unless somebody calls and say, hey, I don't know what you up to right now.
I totally hope they call on someone and show the video of him not being that guy picked.
It was Postmates calling.
I want to know, on the cool, like, why are you sitting in your living room with fucking Cartiers on?
Yeah, exactly.
And where's he from, JB? Where's he from, JB? What school did he go to, JB?
Ohio State.
Hey, JB, it's the Ohio State. You know that.
Maybe to you.
Yeah. All right, pick is in.
Hey, does anyone know the answer? Who started it? The University of Miami or the Ohio State?
That was easy. Okay, now the draft is
officially started.
Now it's a toss-up, right? Now, Earl, right? Now it's a toss-up.
Yep. Now the draft is officially started.
We talked about it when we did our mock. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And I think I picked him. He fits because of the transition from the 3-4 to the 4-3.
Exactly.
He's a bigger body. He can hold the edge. He can rush quarterback. Simple pick, right?
Simple pick.
Yeah, don't overthink it. The dude's fast.
Yeah,
he gets after the quarterback.
That. I mean, in fact, you take the team that want the quarterback so bad out of the equation. He's the number one pick in my opinion.
Yeah, he's the highest rated player if he doesn't
sure.
need.
Exactly.
Yep.
But that's how the
he
market
does,
goes.
JB, to your point though, he does look like a fake ass Detroit rapper. Like you really need to stop it. Like, first of all, you're from Maryland. Take like the card. Like he's been in the Midwest too long. Like people put Cartiers on his face. He's been
That Cartier thing that's straight Midwest, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh man.
But hey, he's going back home.
Yeah, more so Michigan's Detroit than anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Oh yeah. But hey, good for him. He's going back to Maryland.
Hey,
Get to be on the riverboat ride.
Riverboat. Benny, I don't think a trade's going down because they're already down to 3 minutes. Ain't nothing happened yet, so maybe the Lions are keeping this pick.
Well, Lord knows Bob Quinn's Wi-Fi fell off. So
hey, they might be on the phone with Atlanta though.
Barry Sanders.
Y'all either gonna take Brown or y'all gonna take Simmons, one of the two.
Yeah.
With the number 3 pick of the draft, we choose Calvin Johnson all over again.
Y'all gonna pick what's my guy's name? The kid in SC. Y'all like him?
You're talking about Jameis Winston? I know that's your guy.
Crab leg king.
There you go with that shit.
Mitch is on fire tonight.
This dude, come on, man.
Money making Mitch.
Hey, let me tell y'all something, man. I think Jameis Winston like trolled me from his bad account.
Is that right?
That's awesome.
Because listen, what happened was they showed. I commented on Twitter. You know, you guys follow me on Twitter, so I commented on Twitter when they showed him like working out, and they showed a picture of him running with shades on. I commented. I retweeted the comment. I said, "Why the hell he look like a really in shape 65-year-old man?"
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So then I get this mysterious. Like, it's the only person commenting on the picture. Everybody else will laugh. It's like, come on, he's a good dude, and you a man of God. Don't give him no more fuel. And I read it over and over, and I'm like, that sounds like him talking. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
He said he about to eat these W's.
Isn't he going to court for like sexual assault? That sounds like a pretty good dude to me, if you ask me.
Hey, I don't know who. Hey, Mitch, I don't know how many. I don't know which girlfriend of yours he screwed. But boy,
no. That's why Mitch left town. Figured it out.
He was down in Arizona, and I moved around to Washington. I was like, you gotta get out of here.
No.
2 minutes. The pick is
so they're gonna take a coup.
Jameis, be real though. Jameis does seems like he has like a burner account like Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't. Yeah.
You know he does.
A lot of them do.
I'm telling you, I got hit by his burner. He hit me from the burner, bro. I know he did.
It's gotta be.
Jameis ain't as bad as you say.
So it was like, listen. It was like it had like 2 followers. It was following like 65 or 70 people.
Oh, burner.
Jameis Winston looks like the guy who would attack an ESPN producer because he said he threw 33 interceptions when he really threw 32. That's what Jameis Winston looks like.
No, Jameis Winston looks like the guy that would steal crab legs. That's what he looks like.
Hungry.
Hey, why y'all
This
bringing up
looks
old
like the
shit,
guy
man?
that would make
Come
his
on,
offensive
son,
lineman pay
man.
for it.
Okay, hey, so the
You can't
Lions,
live it down, bro.
the
You
Lions
can't live it
keeping this
down.
pick. The Lions keeping this pick. So who is it going to be? A Kuda?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be a Kuda. I'm very, very surprised if it's not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a Kuda or Brown, Benny.
Yeah.
I mean,
Benny, you
It's
don't
gotta
look
be
excited
the
at
wrong
all,
one.
man.
It's not my guy,
I
though.
got rid of snacks, you know what I'm saying? So and then y'all
I
got
hope
rid
it's
of
not my
big
guy.
place, so it's a toss-up.
You don't
Yeah,
look
I mean,
excited, Benny.
they've been signing some cats. Akuda's probably, to be fair, Akuda's probably the best corner in the draft. So if they take him, then cool,
He's ready to play now.
it's the Lions. They're picking Jerry Judy.
Huh.
No.
Which would be a bad pick for
Oh,
him.
I
I'm
like
gonna
Judy a lot.
log off now. I'm gonna start a fight with everyone. I'm logging
He's
off.
not, look, he's not 6'7", he's not 6'7", 240, so he might work out. Like,
Yeah,
hope it
he's
ain't
not.
my
He's
guy,
not. He's
man.
not.
I
He's
hope
not
it's
6'7",
not
240 with work ethic problems. Other than.
Right.
Here we go.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
All right,
Jeff?
we got
Yeah, we were right on that one.
Herman
Well-
Moore. What?
I changed my Herman Moore. I thought it would be a trade, but no trade went down. But
there
damn.
it is.
They probably wanted a lot. I'm guessing they wanted a lot for that spot.
Yeah,
Now
it's gonna get
interesting.
yeah.
Now, as you said, the draft starts.
Yeah, now it's getting crazy. Now I think this Giants pick is going to be it for the Cardinals.
Yep.
What happens on this Giants pick is going to be determining what we're going to do. I'm trying to hope we get our guy from what's his name from A Living Color. I'm Loomis Simmons.
Wow.
Hey,
Why did Detroit only get 5 minutes and the Giants get 8?
This is a Loomis Simmons.
That'd be a great pick, though. You know what I'm saying? He can rush the quarterback from the outside. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he can play inside. He can cover.
Yeah, man, I would love to have that kid.
And I want to take it back a pick, like to Chase Young. So I want to ask everybody, like, so since Young's coming off the edge and all he has to, I mean, so do you think is it easier to come in on the defensive side of the ball, on the line, on the edge, or is it easier for an offensive lineman? Is it how much of a transition will he have when it comes to when it comes to getting into?
Man, when it comes to that position, he got one job. That's get to the quarterback. That's it.
Basically.
That offensive
Yeah.
lineman got to learn that whole offense and all the pre-snap and all that stuff. Man,
Run
all
block,
you got to do
everything.
is one thing: put your hand in the dirt and get around the guy in front of you and get to the quarterback. That's it.
He got two jobs, bro.
The same reason why Bosa was so good for the 49ers.
Right, of course. Yeah.
One job.
He got, but see, here's the thing. He got two jobs. He got to keep containing the run, and he got to rush the pass. Right?
Okay, true.
Is it gonna be easier? Hell no. You know what I'm saying? he going like, I mean, of course he's gonna have a spark. You know what I'm saying? But that's still yet to be seen. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody blowing smoke up his ass. Sorry. You got to show me. Look, that's just the old football player in me. You got to show me what you're gonna do. I ain't giving you nothing. You know what I'm saying?
But let me ask you this question, JB: do that tape lie?
I mean, he played in the Big Ten, so.
Oh, well. So he got a bunch of cupcakes out there lining up against him.
Not cupcakes. Just these cats can't move, bro.
Right.
It's just-
Bro, this ain't the Pac-12. It's the Big Ten.
Good point.
These cats can't move, man. Like when you think about Big Ten linemen, right? That's not all of them, because Orlando pays probably one of the best offensive linemen ever played this damn game. Came from Ohio State, right? But he was an anomaly. He was special, right? He could move his feet. Okay, he had small calves. All right, you know what that means, Sean? You know what that means when a guy got small calves?
Tell me, JB.
Move, baby. You're athletic. You know what I'm saying? Our calves didn't get the memo, right? You're
I was gonna say
athletic.
that one came from the heart when you said that.
Yeah, I
That's
felt
the
that one.
smallest calves I know.
I
thought
felt
that
that.
was a different
Bro.
direction when I heard
Trey
small
Thomas.
calves.
Small calves can move like a fucking ballerina. You know what I'm saying? Orlando Pace. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, baby. We the ones.
Hey, calves are my best feature. Come on now.
Calves are my best feature.
So Benny, since you got a Cuda, right? So cornerback, that's what you were expecting. A lot of times, it's the position players that get people hyped up, whether it's a wide receiver, a running back, quarterback, obviously. So
Hey, can we do something real quick? I don't mean to
Yeah, what's
cut
up?
you off, Jay. Can we do
Yeah, what's up?
something? This is irking my fucking nerves, right? You got all the brothers on one side and all the white boys on the other side.
Oh, not on mine. I don't have that on mine.
either.
We're racial harmony.
That's because you showed up late,
What
JB.
the hell is going on?
Because you showed up late.
Mine is going straight across. So
I got mine in the 6. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh man,
That's on you. You got to adjust your views, sir. This ain't a damn courtroom.
exactly.
It's all about perspective,
Anyway,
JB.
Everybody start looking like this. Looking at
okay, there we go. All right.
There we go.
So when I get the big screen now, now we're all in harmony. You know what I'm saying?
There we go. It's a beautiful thing.
So a quarterback is like a defensive lineman's best friend because he helps to keep if he does his job well, he can give the defensive lineman a little more time to get to the quarterback and havoc. So do you feel good about the pick? I mean, you were expecting it, but how do you feel about the pick?
About Chase Young going to Washington?
No, he was
about Okudah with Benny about Okudah.
Oh, okay,
yeah. No, I feel good about it. I mean, for the value where they had the pick, I knew that they were trying to get a deal. They were trying to put the line in the water for the Dolphins or the Jags or the Chargers to come up and get Tua. But I'm guessing my prediction for the night is Tua is going to drop because a lot of people are going to get cold feet about the medical. I think that's going to happen over the course of the night. But as far as them actually picking there, I think it's good. I mean, of course, I wish they would have worked it out with Slay. I don't have a lot of high hopes of Patricia because I think there's a lot to be said about the locker room and guys coming out and saying I didn't really fuck with the way he did things.
Right.
I mean, that's a pretty good replacement on the cheap, rookie contract, especially if he plays above his ability. And as you mentioned, it's going to help out the defensive line with the guys that they signed. I mean, hell, they're becoming the Detroit Patriots, so they're getting guys very productive from the Patriots. So hey, if he gives them a break, he really didn't get like any penalties when he was playing in college. So he knows he's not a dirty corner. He knows how to lock it down, and he plays the position really well. So I'm confident. But at the end of the day, you never really truly know till they get out there and the system that they're in. But in terms
I always
of talent,
say you never
value,
know about how money will change people too. I know it's not all that talked about, but sometimes. I mean, insert what's the former LSU quarterback that was one of the biggest busts on my team, the Raiders. That's one of the
Marcus Russell.
I think
Marcus Scissor Russell.
A lot of things were going against him, but I
Russell.
think when he got that money, it was okay. Well, it's all good, player.
Here's the problem about that, Javon. Jamarcus Russell was a D lineman. You know what I'm saying? Playing quarterback.
True.
You can't knock a man because he loved Cheesecake Factory, okay, JB?
So,
Come
listen,
on.
though,
Yeah, that's my thing with the Titans and Vince Young. Can't knock a man for liking the Cheesecake Factory.
Everybody likes Cheesecake Factory.
Vince Young a little different. Like he had fat tendencies, right? Marcus Russell was fat. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no. I don't give a how much money they gave him.
And Vince Young had some success.
Right, yeah. Vince
No,
Young
he was
Russell
actually.
That dude didn't do nothing.
When you look back at Mitch Young, he actually did a lot better than I remember him doing. I just know that he went into bankruptcy because he was spending like $6,000 a day at the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay, this Giants pick is in, and I'm hoping it's
600 like it was a strip club, Mitch.
I'm hoping it's
Chicken Madeira.
I've never gone to a strip club called the Cheesecake Factory, and I never
Tristan
want to,
Wirfs, I
but
Let's hope for Tristan Wirfs on this one.
Might be Simmons. I don't know. It might be Isaiah Simmons if
I
they
know.
don't.
Please don't be
Crazy.
Simmons.
Your house is wild, ain't it?
Man.
I saw
And I gotta
commercials.
feel it.
What
I
the heck
hope
are you guys watching?
I hope this ain't Simmons on this one, man.
Hey, real quick, if we can get into it. If Tua
You guys
falls,
change channel?
how far and where? Because I'm thinking maybe Philly, Minnesota might take a chance on him that far down. If he falls,
Well,
depends on how
Let's
far he
see.
falls.
Okay, so before
He
we
can't get past the Jags at 9, can he?
Maybe.
Benny, I have a question for you before we get too far into this.
you
My
got?
whole thing with Slade was I thought he was a great cornerback. Everyone thought he was one of the best. I thought he was like between 5 and 7. Do you think this new pick could easily replace him in the next 3 years, or do you think Slade is better than I think he was?
I'm not going to say easily because Slay's very good. He's a top 5 corner. You can go either way on it because Slay was at what you might call, and JB and I talk about this in terms of being cap friendly. He was at the top of the roller coaster, right? But he wanted a big deal, and
Yeah.
I think they could have given him the deal because they still would have had the pick anyway, and then they put Okudah on the other side. That would be fucking lethal. But at the end of the day, it's like they couldn't come to an agreement. It sucks, but I think Okudah can get close and possibly surpass him. I'm not going to guarantee because Slay's a very good player.
Look at how Gettleman is set up, yo.
Oh no!
I mean, he got
watching porn.
Gettleman got some strippers on the other side of that camera, like, you know what I'm saying, just getting down.
Man.
Gentlemen's like, wait, I'm on camera, strippers. Take 2 steps back. We'll be fine.
The cameraman like this.
Gentleman's wearing a mask and he's the only person in this damn house. Are
Right.
we
He's
seeing this?
wearing gloves and a mask. It's like, dude, you're by yourself.
Gentlemen, you can't give yourself the Rona.
Well, I'm pretty sure some of the hormones is going on in his house. You know what I'm telling? He probably covered.
You ain't right.
Cover his face
You
up.
ain't right.
God damn.
So Earl, going back to your board. Earl, going back to your board. I guess you're 2 for 3. If you thought Tua was going number 3, you're 2 for 3.
Oh, he took Andrew Thomas. Damn. But they did take a lot.
Worse. Okay, so you're 2 for 4.
No. Yeah, I lost on work, but they did take an offensive lineman, so that's
Simmons is still on the board.
So I'm not a Giants fan, but I think taking a tackle is really smart here because I think there's a lot better tackles in this than insiders.
And you got to keep Daniel Jones upright.
It's gonna be a run on these offensive tackles right now.
I have never said
on the clock now.
I've never said
they might take one too. They might take worse.
But do they take Tua? They'd have to trade for Tua.
Taking Tua.
I've never.
Ooh, here's the time. Yeah.
Hey, I'm willing to guarantee you the Dolphins take an offensive lineman. The next one.
Really?
Oh no,
man!
Let's go.
The fans would be revolt because
get on your Zelle account. $100 right now. We're texting.
Oh,
whoa!
No way, Earl. Hey, that stimulus check came in strong for Earl.
Fuck that.
Hey, did you hear about the dude that went down to some gambling thing and bet $3,000 that Tua would go to the Dolphins?
That was the Mattress King.
Yeah, Mattress King. He's all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
What
him and Money Making Mitch are like this.
Mattress King does is really smart because he hedges his bets. What he does is, if this happens, all these mattresses are so far off, so he makes his money back. But then, if he loses, he still gets his money back. If he wins, he gets that money on a bet. So really, what Mattress King does is he hedges his bets, and it's genius what he does.
So it don't look like there'll be no trades tonight. Don't look like trades might be too hard to do with this new system, huh?
Unless you get it at 8.
Yeah, let's try to FaceTime with each other.
Like really, it might be the truest draft we see. Like ain't no trades popping off.
I thought for sure Worth would be the first offensive tackle off the board.
So I have a question for you, Earl. If Miami does not take Tua here, does that mean the Chargers take Tua, or do they go a different route? This is your mock draft, Earl, so this is all you.
Yeah.
I think the Chargers are locked in on Herbert. I don't know why, but they are. But I just think they are.
The West Side Connection.
I don't think they take Tua. I really think they stick with Herbert.
Like I told you guys in the last mock draft when we were talking about it, Chargers have that 80% injury rate before the season even starts. So I do think they have to go Herbert, but I do think Tua is better. But Chargers always are 80% injured before the season even starts.
Yeah, that's true. They got to avoid that.
Injury rate.
Oh, wow, that would be messed up if Tua doesn't go.
Damn.
Man, that's going to be crazy. And Sean, your question is valid now. He could probably drop all the way down to 15.
Maybe even farther than that.
Yeah, wow.
Thing is,
hey, but you know what the good thing about that for him being a quarterback, maybe he lands in a better spot. Yeah. He ain't going to be on a team that's too bad, they might not have a lot. He might be in a better position. Who knows? But, dang, to go down that far, that's messed up.
What if he goes to Atlanta?
I mean, I think he'll be okay.
Oh, Atlanta. Nah,
that's what happen, man. New England.
He might end up in New England. 23 at New England. Damn, that'd be
wild.
Give them some more Super Bowl runs.
I would be surprised if a quarterback went to Atlanta. That would make our show amazing, actually.
That's the ultimate disrespect.
Yo, get him with the mask on. It's so amazing.
If who went, Mitch?
If a quarterback went to Atlanta.
Like, say Tua drops all the way to Atlanta, and they're like, yeah, let's try it again.
Okay, see, this is messed up right here. They got him on camera right now at his house. What if they don't take him?
I know. That's
it's reality TV.
I am hoping this happens, Earl. You're ruining my great radio moment.
This is going to
be. Tua got a suit on, baby.
Why do you think I was asking JB about how great it felt to be drafted? Because now I know how great it is to be undrafted, and I want to make fun of the kid.
Can we just go just off radar for a second.
Yes, sir.
How the fuck is two of them house so fucking nice?
Yeah,
Nick
dog.
Saban.
I'm not saying he was
What-
paid,
what-
but he was paid.
What does Daddy do? You know what I'm saying? They got a pool table behind the couch, all big leather couches.
That's Alabama. It's not Hawaii because he's from Hawaii, right?
Yeah,
So
them Hawaiian
but-
people kind of
it's in
rich.
Alabama.
Large in Hawaii.
Jeremy's like, his house is too nice. He should be the 20th pick of the draft now. I'm done with him.
Not even that. I'm just saying, like, just off first glance, I'm like, and I'm not saying they should live in a dump, but I'm like,
No, I'm just messing with
Nah,
you.
I'm with you on that one, Sean.
Yeah, because if
That's
he's in
Nick Saban.
Alabama, unless they investors and they got
I buy oversized furniture, so I know how much the shit costs. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
because you're oversized.
Yeah, like
And the Dolphins
if you'll
pick
come
is
to my house,
in.
my couch
Good
is
observation.
Here's the draft. Here's the draft.
All right, so
My
it's showing,
couches are
showing
fucking
to
huge.
Oh,
Oh,
they
wait,
went
Wait,
to-
Sean, here's a question. Here's a question for Sean. Sean, who do you think is going to be? Who's the first receiver off the board? Who do you think is going off the board first?
I still think Arizona's too tempted with CD, so I think it's CD off the board at 8.
Wow.
You're going to take a CD at 8?
I think what's going to
also have
happen.
a question
I
for
mean,
you,
Risky
Sean.
business.
Sean, what is CD's real name?
CD
He's gonna
land.
be the
That's all
first
I got.
receiver off
That's
the board, but
It's
it's gonna be
Sedarius.
it's gonna
It's
be to the
Sedarius,
Jets.
which sounds like
The
Game of
Jets at
Thrones to
11.
me, which made me want to move him up my board.
Sedarius. That's yeah.
Yeah,
Falcons' name is CD.
CD's gonna be the Jets at 11.
Chris
Mm.
Greer.
Fuck no.
Pick is still in. What's going on?
Dolphins, huh? Yeah, Gettleman wearing a mask by himself.
That's taking over the internet so far.
That
Yeah.
Gettleman wearing a mask by himself makes me think that there was at least 3 strippers in that room, either before that recording happened or he made them step back.
Y'all
They're
think
gonna
I'm
be.
joking.
This is gonna be the. This
bold
is
in
gonna
that
be the.
room.
This is gonna be one of those dumbest picks ever if they don't take Tua right here.
Oh, let's go for dumbest. It makes our radio show better if we can make fun of people. Like, let's
Yeah.
hope
Plus,
for the
their
dumb.
their fan base
Radio, right?
will revolt.
Oh,
All
man.
10 of them.
That's what they were exactly. That's what they were sold. That's the bill of goods that they were sold.
Chargers right behind him.
What
I
if they
know.
sold on Rosen?
That next one, that Charger one, I'm telling you.
Fuck it, we're gonna live and die with Rosen.
Oh, but those is who's the dude that trained them? Trent Dilfer. Those are his 2 dudes.
Trent.
Dropping
Correct.
dimes.
Remember he said Rosen was good. We won the drag when we had Rosen.
Yeah, I remember that.
How'd
Hey,
that go?
Trent Dilfer
Here
won
we
a
go.
Super Bowl and shouldn't have. Give him
Right.
credit.
Yeah, he had the best defense ever.
Here we go. Here we
Ever.
go.
Oh, that
Here we
defense
go.
was amazing.
And
All right, so we got a
Christian
pick
Wirfs.
here with the Dolphins.
oh, they
Who
got
talking
him.
There we go.
Got
There
him.
it is.
They got him.
Written in
Dang it.
stone, the first
Oh.
5
Hey,
They
picks.
got not had to pass up on that dude. That dude finna be the shit.
Listen, let me explain to y'all what's going on right now. Like, ain't none of these dudes surprised they're getting drafted, bro. They already know they're getting
Right, they
drafted.
don't look it either.
They already know they're getting drafted. But that's how ESPN did it. Like, they're like, yo, okay, yeah, we know
Oh,
what
for
we know
sure.
who the picks are. If they're surprise, but right now we know who getting what. So he got like they call. He was just like, yeah, huh? I want y'all to.
Yeah,
get
he's
this
like,
already
yeah.
good.
And they had the camera already before the
Right,
pick
they
was in.
already
I
knew
mean,
he was
come
getting
on,
drafted.
man. That's
They
crazy.
didn't go to nobody else. They
You know-
had Tua, and that was that.
That was
JB.
it. Exactly.
JB, you
That's a
think they
good
did
point. That's
the-
exactly what they did.
That mock draft that had all those errors, you think that was actually their draft? Everyone submit your picks now, figure it out now.
Right.
Get the kinks out now so we can actually produce
Yeah.
this thing. I'm
Yeah.
going conspiracy. I got nothing else to do.
Right, basically, they're like, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah, but JB, you called it. JB, you called it with the way things are set up. Everybody's playing it pretty safe right now. Has
So
been a whole lot of drama. Yeah.
So if that's the case, the cameras are going to flip straight to Herbert's house right now. Then, right?
Theoretically.
Watch.
If
That's
it
what's gonna,
does-
exactly.
Or Simmons.
Listen, hold on, Earl, listen. If it does, then we know that this shit is
If
real.
it does, let's shut this damn thing off. Let's
Right,
do
we're
it.
like, fuck it. We just gonna go about our business.
We'll just cut it
If
early.
we do that, then we know that they know exactly what order this shit's going in.
Exactly.
They know these picks. That's fucked up.
That is.
Chargers, if you're listening, I think we got at least one Charger scout watching us right now. Take Jordan Love. Please
Hey,
take
if you
Jordan Love.
watching Charger Scouts, I need a fucking job.
Yeah, get
How
him.
about that?
Charger scout.
He'll get you right in the trenches.
You're listening. All right, I need a job. I'm trying to work, all right?
Yo, if they take Justin Herbert, oh my God.
That's going.
No, if they take Justin Herbert, they get another fucking Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
That'll be another one of those.
But on a rookie contract.
That's another Daniel Jones pick.
I think the Chargers is already a great team. I don't know what they really go for. I know their line isn't the greatest, but the problem was it was the center of their line.
They could go Tristan Wirfs then.
They could, but right now this isn't a great interior line. They have a great outline. I don't know what they're going to go for besides the quarterback and just kind of hope for the best.
Well, shoot.
And we continue to forget that, right? He's a veteran quarterback that's had success in the NFL. We continue to forget that. We always downplay that. They still got Tyrod Taylor, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, your boy wanted to play him last year, but I mean, you know, when all said and done, you got to sign the checks. Has the last say.
And you got to figure if they're not completely sold on Herbert or they don't want to reach for anybody else, do they go best available? Like, do they go? I'm curious where Isaiah Simmons is.
I would say they just lost Thomas Davis, so
yeah,
to replace a linebacker wouldn't be far fetched. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they are defensive minded team, and you know what I'm saying. Like, so it's like you
so,
can see two scenarios right now, right? You can see them picking Sims, right?
If
and
they
you
take
can see them
Simmons,
picking a receiver to complement Allen.
if they take Simmons right here, then JB, your offensive tackle is definitely what the Cardinals are taking for sure.
Well, I know we take
that'd be Tristan Wirfs, yeah, for sure.
We're taking Wirfs, man.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I like the kid already. Like he had his mama walk the red carpet, bro. So, he's my guy, right? He's my guy. The Willis kid is too fly for me. Like he just, and this is coming from a fly ass dude. Like, the Willis kid is just too fly, right? He's like DJ Humphries all over again. Shout out to DJ. Hey DJ, what's up? How you doing? I'm a pretty boy now. You ask Benny, my brother. The man that knows me the best right now is on this screen. He knows me more than any of y'all. I'm a pretty boy.
From one pretty man to another, you are pretty.
I look good, you know what I'm saying? Not over flashy, but just, you know, look clean. I got myself together. One of my homeboys' friends, one of my friends who's Albanian, by the way, his mom told him, she was like, that young man is always together. That's what she told him, right? So I know this. I know what I'm talking about. This dude is like hip hop fly, like tight skinnies, big dumb Balenciagas, tight t-shirts, knowing he got some lumps. Like I like Wirfs. Wirfs is a work. He's a war daddy. Like that's an old school football term. He's a war daddy, right? Football. This guy put on some cargo shorts and a t-shirt and flip flops. That's that. But when he on that field, he's a war daddy. And that's what I want. I want Wirfs.
You know who's still available too is the highest graded prospect is the Auburn defensive tackle Derek Brown. That could be a Cardinal option too.
I honestly thought Lions were going to go and move back to get Brown because they knew they could. But
yeah,
I don't have a problem with their pick.
that might tempt the Cardinals a little bit. Need a defensive tackle.
I would love it if they got him.
Can we go on a sad note for a second?
What's that?
I don't know. I'm not ready.
We are watching Morton Anderson die right in front of our face.
I was just thinking
that. I've seen that for a while, yeah.
Yeah, you see him. I'm like,
I'm not trying to be funny, like Morton.
Yeah, for real.
Like, I got drafted to Philly. You know what I'm saying? So Mort is like he's an East Coast cat. You know what I'm saying? So
Good dude.
I knew Mort when I was a rookie. Mort Jaws and Sal Palantonio. Those were the guys that were around Philly the most. Right? And so for me, it's like, this shit fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm waiting on him to announce one day that he has cancer.
I think so, yeah.
He just went from like healthy looking.
Up. He's shriveling.
All of a sudden, he's shriveling up. Like, man, that sucks.
Man, that's not old age. That's something's wrong. You can just tell by looking at him. He just looks like something's not. He's sick.
Yeah, I'm willing, and I'm not cursing the man or nothing like that, but I'm willing.
No, I see what you see.
Yeah, he has cancer some kind of way, and they just.
So he's been battling cancer for a while.
2016.
Yeah, he's been battling for a while.
Stage 4.
He has?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they said it was in remission though.
Yeah,
but
but
I'm sure that they not. It is
remission.
what it is, but yeah, that's the way it looks.
2016, it was stage 4 throat cancer.
Pick is in for the Chargers.
Wait, at what age?
It was stage 4 in 2016.
Mel Kiper got.
Oh, I thought you said at age 16 he had stage 4. I was like, that don't count right now.
No, I didn't go
He's
that
like
far back.
600. Calm down.
Can anybody guess the size? Can anybody guess the size of Mel Kiper's head? Look at Mel Kiper's head as opposed to everybody else's.
Larger.
Got a wig guaranteed.
Hey, larger than a size 8 at Hat Club because I used to work
For
there. I can
sure.
guarantee larger than a size 8.
Hey, I'm still a member of Hat Club right now, baby.
Dude,
I got all kind of points.
there you go.
He looked like one of them. He looked like one of them big old aliens on Independence Day.
Oh man.
He got like
See his brain through his hair.
You guys are making fun of his head, but Herbert
Here we go,
already
here's
looks like
the
he's got the
pick.
Peyton
Here we
Manning
go.
head.
Here we go.
Who the Chargers taking?
I hope it's not Herbert. I really want this boy, man.
Herbert.
Herbert.
There you go.
Herbert, you were right, man.
I know, and you guys yelled at me, and I want apologies from Owen right now.
No. No.
Mitch, I see you locked though, son. You gotta give me that.
They got a nice spread out there with some wines and cheeses. That's nice. Look at that.
So that's who you picked in the mock, right, Mitch?
Yeah,
Yeah, I did.
that's who I followed it too. I was like,
Yep.
they was locked in on him.
That's when I messaged you. I was like, I'm so glad that I get to see Herbert in your mock draft after making fun of me here.
Yeah, we should
Make
give
Mitch
you a
talk
hard
his
time.
Yeah.
I don't think this dude finna be that good though. I'm telling you, this gonna be
No,
one of the
okay.
best in this draft. I'm telling you.
My comp to him is like I told you, is I kind of wish that he went to Detroit because that 6'6" big figure. My comp of him literally is Matt Stafford, which
Ryan
you can
Lee-
believe what you want of Matt Stafford, whether you hate him or love him, but that's my comp of Matt Stafford.
That's too high for this dude for me.
Really?
I don't think he's gonna be that good. I don't think he's gonna be that good. I don't know. I got a feeling he's gonna be
Look-
one of those kids that
look
just
at-
struggle with making the transition to the next level. I don't know why. I just got a feeling.
Oh, look at his forehead. He has the Peyton Manning forehead. He's going to be great.
He's 6'6".
He's
I told
6'6",
you he was dribble.
almost
Yeah,
60.
236.
No, they're
240.
getting another Phillip Rivers. That's all they're getting.
Yeah.
That's all they're getting.
Another
Earl.
Nobody ever
gunslinger.
questioned. When Phillip Rivers was young, nobody questioned his arm strength, right?
My,
Right.
yeah.
They questioned his mobility, right? And at the end, like,
Oh, I have no question of
towards
mobility.
the end of the games, they questioned his decision making because he threw
Yeah.
some picks. He
I
had
do
double
question
digit
that.
picks almost every year he was in the league, man.
Herbert
Yeah.
or Rivers. Herbert's never had double digit.
He ain't never been in the NFL either.
Right.
Oh, sorry, no. Because we were talking about Love, and that was my problem with Love was he had double digit interceptions in college. That's
Guys
why I
like
thought
that-
you were talking about Herbert that
Hey,
way.
here's
Like
my
that's the
thing.
wrong quarterback.
Here's the thing that really gives me a red flag with Herbert.
I'm gonna start loving Herbert the more you hate
Hold-
him. I'm gonna
when you-
start
when-
sticking up for him.
When you see, you can kind of get a feel for some quarterbacks when you see the big games and the dude kind of fade away and kind of shrink into the backfield a little bit, and you can't find him. Like where,
Like Coach Klein on Waterboy.
you know?
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
This is gonna go get a hot pretzel.
Oh my god. I hate this pick. I totally wish I wouldn't have Herbert anymore.
Coach Klein.
Earl.
Coach
No,
Klein, Coach
so-
Klein.
Coach Klein, you scared of Red W?
My issue with Herbert is he does struggle with that second option. He looks at his first option, freaks out. The thing that I'm giving him credit for was his receivers sucked. All his receivers were from Oregon. They were inside that Oregon thing, and they were like, let's go and bring Oregon back to prominence. They failed with that. His receivers sucked. He freaked out when he didn't get that first option. He didn't have a second or third option, though. But
Hold
I
on,
also
hold on.
agree with you
Hold on,
guys.
man.
I don't think he's going to be
Man,
great.
you got to be
Hold
able
on,
to live
bitch.
up to the
Talking about
hype.
Oregon
Pick is in
receivers
for the
suck. Now,
Panthers.
we got a kid from we got a hometown guy there who had a hell of a year. all right?
Arizona has a great high school football program system.
Okay, well he plays for Oregon now. So Johnny Johnson third, you know what I'm saying, had 3 tubs and about 180 yards against our Arizona State Sun Devils. You know what I'm saying? So,
But hey, let me ask you this though: if you the hype and you can't live up to the hype, doesn't that point to you not being able to make it through the pressure situations? And at quarterback, you got to be able to stand with the pressure situation.
I don't.
Earl, I'll
That
tell you.
pressure pot gets
Earl.
too big.
Fine.
You know what? I'm on Herbert's side. Let's go, Herbert. Win the Super Bowl this year. I'm done with you guys. I'm so done.
They
Phillip
just
Rivers.
drafted another Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers, exactly. Because the bigger the moment, too
I
much
think-
pressure, he cracks.
I think they
He was a
drafted
douchebag,
Stafford.
right?
Wow.
More
Y'all some
years.
fools.
Can we, but fellas, can we be honest about this year's quarterback class? The need outweighs the talent.
Yes.
True.
Some years it's
It
just
always
like
does.
all these guys are stretching a little bit to make these guys. Justin Herbert in the same class as Darnold and Josh Allen, that would be a stretch in the
Mhm.
first
Last great
round.
quarterback draft was
Yeah.
I agree. That's a good point, Benny.
Thank you, Benny. Thank you for saving me. I
By the way, Mitch, here's a floor comp for you. Brock Osweiler.
Oh.
No.
That's right.
yeah.
I'm calling it now.
Hey, Benny, that's perfect.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Big block
That's
Brock.
Benny.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly
That
right.
is
Just because
perfect.
I was thinking it, Benny, doesn't mean you have to say it. My floor was Brock, my ceiling was Matt Stafford, and you stole my floor and ruined it for me.
That is perfect, though. That's exactly what it's going to be like.
Hold on, Mitch.
Problem.
Hold on, Mitch. You can't give him Matt Stafford as a stealing because Matt Stafford plays well in the clutch.
And Matt Stafford throws
I
for
know.
5,000 every damn year.
So what do you mean
point.
you know? What do you mean you know? You gonna give him the stealing of Matt Stafford? Herbert he don't play well in the clutch.
Ceiling. That is his best possibility.
He don't
as I
play
see
well
it.
in the clutch, so he can't even get to that.
Benny's like, oh my God, we're talking about Detroit players. Talk more.
Listen, look, I believe wholeheartedly if Stafford was on a better team, he'd have won a Super Bowl.
So do I.
I
My
believe
dad's a
you
huge
too.
Detroit fan,
But
and I tell him
Herbert's
that
not
all
that
the
dude.
time.
No.
All right.
We're talking-
Listen,
okay,
we've
if
given,
there's-
we're an hour, guys. We're an hour into this live stream. We've given Justin Herbert like 15 minutes. Like
At
Way
least.
too much.
And by we, it's those two.
Remember,
Sean,
hey, Jeremy, just remember, Andy Dalton in 2015 had an MVP year. I'm saying Justin Herbert can have a Matt Stafford year. That is what I'm saying.
And
If
Andy
Andy Dalton can have an
Dalton-
MVP year.
And Andy Dalton has played for the fucking Cincinnati Bengals his whole fucking career. So that was a phenomenal feat, first of all, and he's a better quarterback than Herbert. Let's be real. Like, fuck
All
out
right.
of here.
Whoa.
all right.
Andy Dalton or Stafford?
Hey,
Dalton
let's
is
move
back.
on. Let's move on.
Stop
Ding,
the
ding,
fight.
ding, 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 ding,
Let's
ding,
move
ding,
on.
ding, 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 ding.
Panthers pick is in. Sean, who are they
Panthers
taking?
pick.
What do you think?
Panthers, they're going to pick, I think, Derek Brown or Isaiah Simmons. They're going to bring that
It's
defense
gonna be-
back to
Somebody
life.
take Simmons.
Somebody take Simmons or the Cardinals will. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's going to be Derek Brown here for them. They've been locked into him pretty much.
Just-
Earl, what if Isaiah Simmons falls to the Cardinals?
You take him.
Are you taking him?
Hell yeah, you take him.
Hell yeah.
Matter of fact,
Hey,
I mean, look
yes, I would love to have him. Yes. Bring
Look
the kid on.
what the Cardinals have been trying to do with Hassan Reddick, and he just will not. He can't get it done.
Can't get right.
Ugh.
This kid will get that job done.
John Reddick just can't get right. He's the real
He can't
live
get right.
He's the real live can't get right. That's Hassan Reddick.
We gonna miss you. Can't get right.
Make him throw your
What?
strike.
So I'm gonna let you do the plug here, Jeremy. What's their sweatshirt line called? Because I really want a sweatshirt.
Ooh.
On your podcast, don't you have sweatshirts or shirts? It's
Our
like
sweatshirts? It's called
Yeah.
Shirts Collab.
no, I thought it
Oh
was
no,
like
theirs is called "Don't Be Dumb."
yeah, don't be dumb.
Don't be
Thank
dumb
you.
hoodie. Come on.
Available jbandbablereview.com/merch. Thanks for the plug, man.
Yeah.
You're
The second
welcome. I
Mitch-
was trying to let him do it because I really want one of those shirts. They're freaking
Don't
awesome.
be dumb, bro.
Oh, you got it. You got it.
Mitch just handed it to you,
Go.
and you guys are like, "Wait, what?
It's in.
Wait, our merch? Yeah. We got merch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we do sell stuff for money.
We finna get Simmons, baby.
You're getting serious.
What's the pick for the Panthers?
Yeah,
Look
I know.
behind him. Look who's standing there.
Derek
Roll
Brown.
out.
They got Derek Brown.
Okay.
It's a good pick. I like that one.
Wow. The
I got
Cardinals
that.
are in a very interesting spot.
Yeah,
I got
because
that one right too. I got that one right on the mock too.
So are you
Yeah.
3 for 7?
I
now,
think
or 4
Kimes
for
tempted
7?
to not
Here's
take
the birds
Simmons.
on the clock.
Here we
Birds
go.
on the
The
clock.
bird. It's that time
Guys.
to get. We're finna get a Loomis.
Is there any temptation for Kime to take CD? Any
What's going
temptation
on
at
with the
all?
top?
Don't take CD, please.
Hey,
Sean, don't
we
wish
can't-
that on
hey,
us.
Any temptation
Yeah.
at all?
Sean,
Don't take CD.
he can't take CD right now with all his defensive players still left on his
I'm
board.
just
No way.
asking. Any temptation at all? Those IPAs are starting to hit. Starting to feel relaxed. He's thinking about the
I
future.
want to know how you know that Cam drinks IPA.
It's obvious. It's obvious. It's obvious.
He would
ain't
strike me as
he's not a light
whiskey
beer
or a
drinker.
Scotch guy.
No.
Yeah.
No, actually,
I'm
out of all the rich white people that strike me as Scotch guys, Kime is only the only rich white person I don't see as a Scotch guy for some reason.
It's because you're an IPA guy.
Cam seems like a college drink dude. Like, I've known Cam, like,
Drinking, what is it,
he's tight. I've known this dude my whole life. Like, basically my whole adult life. He always has seen me as party college guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just turns the fuck up with cheap whiskey, well vodka. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
I see him
he's friends with the shot lady in the club. That's
My oldest son says Isaiah Simmons.
Of course, it's gonna be Isaiah Simmons.
It better be.
Yeah.
That's the highest on the board, baby.
So what's going on with the times of the draft? Because sometimes there's 8 minutes,
Yes.
sometimes there's 10. Cardinals got 5 minutes. It's really weird to me. Does anyone know what's going on with
Simmons,
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I see it at 2:34 right now. Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Mine's
The
about
pick
a
is in
minute
on mine.
behind.
Mine says
My pick is in.
Pick is in. Yep.
YouTube TV is behind everything.
He better not say Tristan Wirfs. I mean, I'll be cool
Oh,
with that.
Tristan Wirfs. Let's go.
I'll be cool with that, but still, Simmons is still the
That's
best player on
what
the board.
Ed
We-
would want is worse.
Scratch my
That's
head.
actually who I was
But
with
Simmons
Ed
will
on.
make me jump for joy. And Delpit, I'll do a backflip.
Damn, Phil, you gonna do it?
Yo, if it's CD Lamb, Sean has to pound an IPA.
Right in front of the camera.
In front of all
Lucky
of us.
for
Please
all
do
of
a
us
song.
that I don't have one in the fridge right now. Just some Dos Equis.
Yay!
The fat head of Steve Kime.
This is for you, Steve.
Oh, it's gotta be
Steve
Simmons.
Kime looks like he pounds tequila at Sandbar, JB.
It's
But
gotta be
only
Simmons.
Cuervo. Only
Time
Cuervo.
looks like the
Look,
guy
I
who
believe
looks
the
like
fifth.
Kingsbury and is
Listen, hey,
like, "What do you drink?
listen.
I'll have the same," and then
Listen,
pounds
I plead
it to
the fifth.
put Kingsbury.
You said that, Benny. I plead the fifth.
Cardinals pick is in. Cardinals pick is in.
Let's go.
Uh-oh.
We about to get
Got
Simmons.
some hot for the Bird Gang. Is the one that's the one they've been waiting for, fellas.
That's it. This is the one they all been waiting for. All on social media right now, we see Simmons.
Yep, everybody rocking that
I'm
Simmons.
refreshing the social medias as we speak.
And
All
watch,
of 'em?
Steve Kime say, no.
Nah, y'all.
Steve Kime's like, "I worked in that college system. We need 18 great wide receivers, and they all need to go straight.
no.
So let's go, wide receiver."
Now, this whole draft was determined on if these defensive guys were going to be here, so they got
Oh,
one.
for sure.
chance, so he's gonna
Watch.
take Simmons.
Kime's going to pair this pick with Reddick to Denver for Von Miller.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah, no, I don't like.
Hey, dreaming's free.
I've
Dreaming's
Look,
free.
hey, Sean, have you been drinking?
Look at Kingsbury crib.
Just the one.
Ooh, that boy in North
He's
Scottsdale. You
living
see
long
that?
hard.
That boy in North Scottsdale. You see that?
Yeah, that boy living.
That thing
Way
is player.
north. Way
Y'all some
north.
fools.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
Way
You might hear
north.
Come on,
some screams in my background, regardless of the.
Oh.
Don't worry, I'll mute you.
It's all good.
The pick is in the Bird Gang.
Gang, gang, gang.
I like
We
it.
got the biggest freak in the draft, man. I'm telling you.
Finally, someone who can tackle a tight
You
end.
see that? Hey,
When I
hey,
saw this
Hell of a
dude,
pick.
Javon, Earl, Sean, Mitch, when I saw this dude, all I could think of was my little brother Carlos Davis. That's all I could think of.
Oh, yeah, that dude that just be all over the
That's all I
field
could think of.
everywhere,
I said,
man.
Carlos
Yeah.
Davis compared to Carnelius.
JB.
Yeah.
Probably bigger, faster, stronger.
Fastest
A little
linebacker
bit
since
P.
Darrell
Walsh, too.
Washington.
Yeah,
Fastest
little
one
P.
we've
Walsh,
had.
too. Yeah.
I think out of every team that could have drafted him early, he will fit best with the Cardinals, and that makes me really excited.
Yeah.
Wow.
On top of him already being.
I can't believe he
Hey,
fell.
Jeremy, serious question here, because I heard a couple announcers say it. Is saying athletic
Yeah, that's
freak a
freaking
horrible
cool,
thing?
man.
Like, do people take offense to people calling him athletic freaks?
Only if he's white.
This dude
He's
said,
an athletic freak.
he said, he said the NFL roster you get 53, but with me you got 56.
That's what he said.
That's freaking
So-
awesome, dude.
So here's the thing. It's like when we played, we had this thing, and it was a nice way of saying that he was a white defensive end. He's an effort guy.
Right.
Right. You're like, was he good?
He's an effort
He's
guy.
an effort guy. And at that point, you knew that he was a Caucasian defensive end. Like,
It's like what all the draft people use, though. It's like, oh, he can make all the catches. He's athletic. Like, he can make all the throws. If he can make all the throws, he's a white quarterback. That's how it is. If he's sneaky athletic, he's a white quarterback. Like, we know what everyone has.
Oh, the sneaky word is always coded.
There's always little phrases that let you know exactly what race they are.
He's very Julian Edelman-esque. Yeah, he's white and he's a slot wide receiver. We know who the hell that guy is. He's not athletic. He can make all the catches. We get it. We get it, people.
He's a hustle player. He's undersized. Yeah, we understand.
Oh, Isaiah Simmons, that might be the steal of the top 10.
That's definitely the steal.
So, all right, so
right there.
So JB, what's your thoughts on that then? So
I think it's an amazing pick,
he
man.
should be able to cover tight ends, right?
Right.
Thank God.
Got to cover tight ends.
Yes.
Buddha plays well down by the line of scrimmage. We can still do a lot with Buddha. And I think the kid Thompson, is it Thompson or Thomas?
Thompson,
right?
Thompson.
Yeah.
I think that kid's gonna start for us this year. The range you want to
Good chance.
He played very well in like the last 5-6 games of the season. Right. So I think he covers the field well. I think he's smart. Buddha gonna do what Buddha gonna do, and having this kid, man. Now here's the question: can Vance Joseph put it all together?
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think so. I did a lot of research on this tight end thing because it was really bad at the beginning. It got better later, and a lot of it was weird circumstance that happened where it was one pass that really screwed up all the stats. When you look at it, it'd be like coverage broke down, and he had one pass where it'd be a 50-yard touchdown. But all the other time, he'd allow 3 catches for 9 yards. Like, I really think Vance Joseph got it in their head.
When you looked at the tape, every time I saw that the tight end was running free, after the play was over with, you would see Hicks, and Reddick looking at each other like, what? Whose guy was that?
And that was always Reddick's fault.
It was always Reddick's guy.
Because Reddick, that's not his thing.
Exactly.
Right? That's not his thing. He's been playing out of position
since they drafted him. Since they drafted him, he's been playing out of position.
He needs to stay on the edge, on the quarterback.
That was a love draft.
Right.
That was a filling draft. Right. I'm not taking nothing away from the kid. The kid can play football, but putting the right system, I'm pretty sure the kid can be dangerous.
Yeah.
Right.
But
they should
Earl, here's a question for you. Earl, here's a question for you, though. Jaguars on the clock. You thought that they may come up and take Tua. So now what?
Damn. They probably might take Love, man. Hopefully.
They're gonna trade. They're gonna trade for Herbert.
Actually, you know what? No, I'm a Titans fan. I'm a Titans fan. Take Love.
Jaguars are taking an offensive lineman. They're taking an offensive lineman now. They got to take an offensive lineman.
They have to.
I agree.
Tristan Wirfs is there, so they got to take him. He's the next best thing.
Can we go back a little bit and
Thank you. I want to go back too.
Go back to my philosophy that I told you the player.
Just don't bring up Herbert.
Say that again?
I said that. I said we're not going to take an O-lineman because we haven't had history. Our history hadn't been good taking O-lineman.
That was in our mock draft. You did say that. Yeah, you did say that in our mock draft. Yeah, you did say that.
I just wanted Delpit. but I'm cool with Simmons.
Yeah, Simmons.
Who takes the first wide receiver?
The Jets.
No, Raiders.
My son just echoed that as soon as you said it. My oldest son said the same thing. The Jets.
Yeah, the Jets are
going
to take
probably so because they lost Robbie Anderson. So the Browns probably won't. Too many.
Who did Robbie Anderson go to again?
Robbie Anderson went to
serious question.
The Panthers, right? I think he went to the Panthers.
Yeah, the Panthers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Panthers. Hey, if you got your computer in front of you, look up this dude that we might get in the 3rd round safety, Kyle Duggar.
Oh, dude, I like that.
Man, if we can get that dude in the 3rd round, Kyle Duggar out of Lower Ryan was in the school, the small school.
Yeah, Logan Ryan. Yeah, same dude.
Earl, you know who I want? I want that damn kid from
You're stealing my question, Jeremy. Damn it.
The 5'9". I won't Delpit.
Here we go again.
But he's going early. He ain't that kid's not going to be in the 2nd, 3rd.
We're talking 3rd round.
Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, if the Cardinals can do some type of deal to get in that 2nd round, they can probably grab him because he's going to be in the 2nd round, in the 1st or 2nd. But man, Duggar in the 3rd round though. Duggar will be there.
But he's can punt return and all that stuff.
Yeah, man. Look at the tape. That dude, I'm telling you.
Love
Put
it,
him
gotcha.
with Simmons and them, and then we got Alford, then you got Patrick Peterson. Man, that defense will be just tight.
So Earl,
Yeah.
last year the Titans themselves, I obviously watched more Titans than you did. You probably watched the playoffs Titans. But
Exactly.
one of the big things they did was they weren't the most defensively talented, but with your pick for safety, with the Titans, what they did was they did a lot of disguising where they would go and literally run everyone all over the field. The quarterback would be like, what in the hell are they doing? And it could be the exact same play that it was originally started at. You had no clue what that play was. What
Right.
I really want that safety for is because the Cardinals could be the most confusing defense that this league has ever seen, and every QB would be like, what in the living
What
F
on earth
are
is
these
going
guys doing?
And-
Because
and
we
what
don't know
else is
what they're
good?
doing.
And what the hell
Chaos
do I
is
do with
good.
that Simmons kid? Where's he gonna be at? He could be
Yeah,
anywhere.
Right in
Yeah.
your face.
Think about this. Chandler Jones, Devon Kennard, and Simmons rushing your quarterback.
Man.
Good
Somebody
luck.
get me.
You could do anything with your secondary at that point. Like
Yes,
you
yes.
could, like it would be such an insane defense. That's why I'm with Earl on that one. I would
Yeah,
love
Because
that.
you have
pick.
Alfred coming back. You
crazy
still have
defense,
P2. You
man.
got Buddha back there.
Yeah,
That's
Kyle
it.
Duggar would just make that
Hopefully.
nice little bow on the defense right
Hopefully, Patty P back at his best.
Oh, he coming
there.
back.
Oh, he'll
with a
be.
vengeance.
Oh man, this
Oh,
dude
yeah,
gonna be
no,
hyped up.
Oh, he coming back with a vengeance.
He is. 'Cause he got-
And
he-
we getting the kid that I was excited about. Okay, Jacksonville on the clock.
Oh, here we go.
Where's Jacksonville going?
Christian Works. Oh, there's
Henderson.
the switch. There's the
Henderson.
they're gonna change.
Hey, we got change, everybody.
Yeah, that's some
I'm not
change right
excited about
there.
that pick, bro. Nigga Sean. Nigga Sean.
Dang it. I don't know anything
Sean's
about
face is
Henderson.
like, what? I'm not excited about that pick, bro.
Did they take?
I
They
not.
took
I mean-
C.J. Henderson out of Clemson, right?
Are they hoping that he's going to replace
Florida.
Ramsey?
Florida.
Florida.
Look, my thing was this. They needed a fucking receiver. They got Minshew. They need somebody who to throw the ball to at least.
Thank you,
Like,
Jeremy.
They could've
Okay,
got
but when you
anyone
think
that
about
got receivers.
when you think about the Jaguars, though, they got rid of Ramsey and Fourier.
That's their fault.
Fourier.
That was their own fault.
Somebody in the secondary.
Here's
AJ,
another thing, bro.
AJ
Here's another
Boye
thing.
and Ramsey.
Here's
Yeah.
another thing. You can get free agents.
True.
You can get cornerbacks in second and third round. You can get guys that can fill those slots, and your defense can cover them up. You ain't got to play man all the time.
And you don't have to
Right.
reach for this pick. That's a
And
reach.
also-
This is a reach, man. This is
Like-
really
don't have no fucking body to throw the ball to.
wow.
Like, okay, so once again, Titans fan in this division, what receivers do you have to cover? DeAndre Hopkins is now a Cardinal. Everyone can clap. We're all Cardinals fans. Hey, everyone clap. Yay. Okay. Titans, they have a second-year wide receiver who's actually decent, AJ Brown, but at the same time, you don't know what he is. And then you have T.Y. Hilton, who doesn't want to be a Colt anymore. You don't need a cornerback. You're not covering wide receivers.
Right.
Sorry, I didn't
Hey,
know there.
guys, you know something?
Maybe he'll play wide receiver.
The Cardinals picked the guy Simmons, of course.
Yeah, Sean.
He was there, right? But we tend to forget that Hakeem Butler
He's coming back.
was a guy that we drafted, second round last year?
Yeah.
Third.
Second or
Brown's
third.
pick is in. They got to. I think they got to
Brown.
take more.
You think-
Holy.
They gotta take a
Yeah,
work.
Yeah, they got to take offensive tackle, right?
I think
they
Jack
gotta
go
Burns
tackle.
picked
Yes.
CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, worse.
That's a
worse.
good. That's
So
a
you
good
think
idea,
Browns picking
JB.
CeeDee Lamb?
I like that,
Not
JB.
No.
Worse.
No.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You think Browns get Lamb?
No, Browns get worse.
They
Yeah.
Oh,
picked
okay.
worse.
Okay.
No, they get
got
worst.
OBJ and
They
got
get
that-
worse.
And they got that
Yeah,
Dolphins.
they're
team.
gonna get worse.
They get worse. They don't get worse. They get worse. It's the Browns. They get
Well said,
worse.
sir, well said.
There's two teams that have that motto every draft year: the Browns and the Lions. So let's go.
We draft well. The Browns fire their whole staff every 2 years. What
That's
are you
true.
talking about?
They
At
do.
least we can draft.
Clockwork.
This is what happens. We draft well, and then they get disgruntled, and then they leave.
Oh,
That's the
Trust, no,
clear.
Yeah,
my
they get
dad
tired
is
of
a
it.
huge Detroit fan. I have to live with that every year. Trust me, I watch them every single year, and I root for my dad to be happy, and it never happens. So I
Yeah,
get
you
your
know.
pain.
We're the drunk uncle.
Well, it's like the Titans. No matter who they draft, they're going to be 9-7. So I don't care who they draft. They're just going to be
Not
9-7.
going 9-7.
Not doing it.
Eventually, they'll go 9-8 or 10-6. I don't know yet.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, they got to go Tristan Wirfs. They got to.
Boo the commissioner. Boo him.
Boo.
You can't escape Goodell. Digital
See,
boomers, baby.
While we were talking,
It's
he
just
was
the angry
welcoming
faces
the
on
news,
Facebook.
which made me happy.
just all angry faces.
All angry faces.
What do we got?
Oh, they took the other one.
Oh, they took Will.
Beck-
They took Alabama. They went Alabama.
Oh,
They went
no.
Alabama.
Oh,
Look at him. Look at him. I told you, he's too fly.
He looked like a biker.
Too fly. You think he a DB, bro? You think he a DB? He got on fucking Gucci shoes and shit.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one.
I like this dude though.
Listen, let me tell you something about this cat.
Okay, Wills, yeah, good pick.
Let me tell you something.
I
about this cat.
like
like
this
it.
dude. I don't know
He
why.
confuses me, right? As an offensive lineman, he confuses me, right? Because his junior year, he was trash to me.
Thank you.
The only time I saw his name called was offsides and holding calls. That's the only time I
Yes,
heard his name.
so many of them.
The
So
only
many.
time you ever heard his name is junior year. And his senior year, I think he got hurt for like 4 games.
Nick Saban got up in that ass
played?
and let that fool's potential to come out.
And now they're like, oh, he's like this road grader, phenomenal athlete. Like, I'm glad we didn't pick his ass. Be real.
So
I'm glad we didn't pick him.
I'm glad we didn't either. But I do know, if I remember right, he did gain 20 pounds of muscle between junior and senior, which is a plus. Don't get me. I love the idea of a guy that just goes that work heavy, but he was pretty stupid the year before.
Look at it this way. The school is going to dictate. He's coming from Alabama. You know he's going to be technique sound when it comes to Nick Saban.
Yeah.
And that's what everybody's looking at. That's what everybody's looking at. They're looking at this kid knows how to
Jeremy.
do
Football player.
Jeremy.
pre-snap, everything. He knows what he's doing.
Football player.
So
Go ahead,
I
man.
want to look at the upside of this. Okay, what do you think of Taylor Lewan?
Who?
Taylor Lewan.
That's a hell of a good tackle.
I want to know what Jeremy thinks, because that dude
Oh.
can be an idiot at times.
What school?
He was the left tackle of the Titans.
But what school did he
But
go
he-
to?
Oh
Yeah,
shit! I think he was
yeah,
Alabama.
Like, I think you talking about college guy Lewan. Like, no, I think he's an athlete. One,
Yeah,
like, let's start by saying that, and then
but
he's a bit of a dickhead, which I like.
okay, so you like the dickhead at sometimes, but you don't like the dickhead at other times. That was kind of where.
One thing I can
Proven
see.
dickhead. All right, let's be real. He's a proven dickhead. Like,
Okay,
right?
no,
A lot of-
okay.
Like,
A lot of
you can be a
genitalia
dickhead
going
all
on.
you want, but you come in this league and ain't did shit. But he's a proven dickhead. Like, he's been in the league. He's been Pro Bowls. He's a proven dickhead. He's one of my favorite tackles. Period.
Yes, no, he's. I mean, once again, Titans fan. Obviously, he's one of my favorite tackles too. I just want to know what your thought was on him, because he is one of those guys that the entire year I'll be like, oh my god, I wish every team had this guy. This guy's amazing, and then he goes and does something stupid at the end of the game, and I'm like, God, just come
Hey,
on.
one thing about this pick. One thing about this pick. You think about offensive linemen. You think about offensive linemen. This dude's arms is like a dinosaur. He got the little short arms.
Big
But
head,
Mitch,
little arms.
Mitch, you asked the wrong question, and JB's brought this up repeatedly on our podcast, and I think on the last live stream. JB, do you think Wills can play multiple positions on the line? Because that's the most draftable commodity.
We know he can play right and left tackle.
Right.
We know that. Right.
Right.
But I don't know if he's a guard type. Right.
No.
Do you,
I don't know if he's a guard type. Wirfs to me can play all 4 positions on the offensive line. Right. He's a guard type. He's a tackle type. And he probably can snap the ball. Right. So like I said, I'm not downing Wills to the point where I think he's gonna have a shitty career. He's gonna be a solid offensive lineman in the league for a long time.
Right.
I'm just glad that the Cardinals didn't draft him.
Exactly. Man.
All right, so the Jets are on the clock. Is it the first receiver?
Yeah, this CD Lamb going right
I
here.
still think it's the Raiders.
I think it's safe to say.
I think they might go
Son,
Judy.
why don't you put that Nash jersey and offer up for me, man?
Not a chance in your life, pal.
I probably got like the illest collection of like signed jerseys.
I'll give you Bledsoe and Goodwin.
I'm good.
Bledsoe and Goodwin.
I'm cool. I'm good. I
Good
got like the illest. I have a.
What about
signed
Archer?
jersey.
You gonna get him shot going out there.
Wait.
I have a signed
I got a Gortat. You want one or a Tucker?
Yeah.
You got Tucker?
I'll take the Tucker. I'll take the Tucker. Tucker was a dog.
No, we're
man.
talking trades here.
I got a signed Kobe. I got a LeBron Kobe right now.
Hey, I got the ultimate. I got the ultimate Suns jersey for you. I got Bender.
I got a Charles Barkley.
Hey, you want a Morris? I got a signed Morris. I'll pay you to take that one.
I just flexed. I can call one and be like, hey, you signed my jersey?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I flexed on you like that, Sean.
Yeah, that's weird, but it's okay.
He name dropped on you right there.
Little life flex. I just want that Nash, bro.
Nope. Hey.
I remember.
Born and raised.
2009, Sean.
Born and raised.
Earl.
What up?
If Javon was here, I was sitting courtside. I just flexed again. We were playing the Lakers.
Uh-oh.
In the championship, like
never sat courtside, but okay, fine.
In the Western Conference Final.
Right.
And we were like, some crazy shit had happened, and we got out by like 6 points. It was like a minute and a half left in the game. And Stock, my dude, like me and Stock, you know what I'm saying? I know his whole family. So I'm sitting there, and my son's sitting beside me, and I'm hyped. I'm a Suns fan. I've been a Suns fan since before I even came to Phoenix.
Okay.
Like, because of Charles Barkley, that's my dude.
Yeah.
KJ, Marley, all of my dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that was the team right there.
I look like something happened. Like, no, Stock got a foul. It was an N1, probably cold. And I looked at Sean, Stock looked at me, and I did this to him. Like, come on, man. Like, fuck. He put his head down. Oh, that hurt my heart. I knew we lost at that point. I knew we was over. Our reign of terror was over. There was no more good Suns basketball finna happen for the next 30 years. Man. I knew it because I knew he was leaving, and I knew fucking Nash was up out of there some kind of way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn, bro.
Man.
And I ain't bought a motherfucking season ticket since.
Since then, huh? Probably, huh?
Don't blame you.
I ain't been to a game since then.
I don't blame you.
The last game I went to was a Kobe game at the Saints with the Suns. That's the last game.
I used to sit, like, anytime we played the Lakers, I used to sit. I would make sure it was making my business to get seats on the floor right by their bench, so I could heckle Derek Fisher. Derek Fisher, I was with the blows one game. Like,
really?
I almost with the blows. My ex-wife was like, "Why don't you shut the fuck up?" I fuck him. Literally almost with the blows one game.
Derek Fisher, the punching bag of the NBA.
On the stuff that he did with Kobe's wife.
No, I was just heckling him.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was Karl Malone that tried to hit on Kobe.
Oh, no, that was. You're right. That's Malone. Yeah, that's right. Malone. But it was something with Derek Fisher did something too, didn't he?
No, yes. Derek Fisher just tried to mess with Matt Barnes. Yeah.
Matt Barnes. He messed with a whole different type of crazy.
Matt Barnes is about to tune him up.
Yes, he was. He took a trip to try to tune him up. He was on the road.
He was going on a trip in his favorite rocket ship, that's for sure.
Jets pick is in. Is it going to be CD?
It better not
tell
be.
me they're talking Henry Ruggs.
It's a trade.
Ruggs.
CD.
Why that dude got the sunglasses off?
They got Ruggs on the camera, so it's gonna be Ruggs.
You got the blue blockers. Remember blue blockers from back in the day? The blue
blockers. Yeah.
That's cool, Mo D.
Oh, there goes CD. He yawning already. Like, come on, get this over with.
You can see the old lady. She like, please draft this motherfucker.
Look at that, man. Woo, good Lord.
Look, please draft this motherfucker so I can get pregnant.
Okay, all right. So you mentioned something, JB. How much of that do you? Okay, well I'll get back to that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
CD Lamb.
Where we at?
Oh, they went offensive line.
Whoa!
Didn't I say it's gonna be a line on these offensive line?
That dude is huge.
Hey, he's gigantic, bro.
That dude is huge.
6'9", about 340.
Look at his pops.
His dad was an offensive lineman. His daddy named him Clay. I'm calling him Clay.
Hey, look, and he ran like a motherfucking like a 4'9" or some shit.
Oh, hey, Sean.
Yeah.
You know the 49ers probably got to take.
Oh, they took Becton.
Yeah, you know they're going to.
Risky business. That is a risky pick.
You think? Why you say that?
That kid's weight has been weight
up
weight
and down. Yeah.
Here's the thing. When you start to get these NFL trainers
and nutrition programs,
he's with a guy now. My guy Duke down there in Texas, and Duke, you know what I'm saying? Duke gonna take care of him. He gonna make sure he cool.
Did you see him dunk the ball?
No, the dude, man, athletic, bro.
Listen, I'm all for Louisville guys winning, but he's got to make sure he doesn't turn into Krispy Kreme and that hot light comes on. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
and that's another thing.
He's got to mind his P's and Q's.
He's in
Yeah,
New
it ain't
York,
gonna be no
so it's
damn
kinda hard
rookie
to get
camp either.
around.
It ain't gonna be no rookie camp.
It's kind of hard to get around New York, and it's discouraging.
Oh, he's in New Jersey. God, his dad's a big fella. Jesus. His dad was a bouncer in his day. Good Lord.
Love to play tackle.
Hey, you ought to see his girl. You saw his girlfriend?
Woo! Hey,
His girlfriend like 6'6".
post the fools up, right? Give me the ball. Give me the ball.
Hey, they gonna fuck around and make Shaq Jr.
About to say, hey.
So JB, I want to ask. JB, I want to ask you this. So
Don't choke on the Bud Light.
I think it was CD Lamb's girlfriend. So how many of these young ladies do you think, or gentlemen in general, are plotting right now to say, you ain't got to do that tonight. You ain't got to wear that tonight. We straight. We celebrating.
First of all, look at Beckham's girlfriend. She looked like motherfucking like Gangsta Boo.
Hypnotized minds up in the building.
Beautiful girl. Second of all, it's a lot of them. Like I said that because I meant it. Like so how she was sitting, she was like, "You told me you was gonna be drafting first 5." First 8.
You told me you were gonna be drafted the first.
She's sitting there, motherfucking goddamn picking her teeth out and shit. When you gonna get drafted again? As soon as he motherfucking signed that contract, she gonna be like, "Yeah, it's over."
Hey, my mock draft got the Raiders taking Henry Ruggs.
Yeah.
They like fast guys now.
Yeah, they sure do.
Do we?
They
Have
keep
we
it.
ever-
They,
is that what we do sometimes?
They keep Al Davis. They keep Al Davis' spirit alive. They want the fast guys all the time.
All the time.
So, Jeremy, I have a question for you. So, with linemen, there's a whole, different era going on. He looks like a 1980s lineman to me compared to today's lineman. And I know you're talking about he's
Cowboys lineman.
You're talking about he's hooked up with your guy down in Texas right now and all this stuff. But do you think he's going to be Joel Embiid, where he's going to eat 15 Big Macs and 15 large fries every time he goes through a drive-thru? Or do you think this is easily correctable?
See, here's the thing, Mitch. When you're under certain guidance, you do right. All right? And that's just the bottom line. He's a large human being. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody,
for sure. That's why I have questions.
He is a gigantic person. Okay? But I'm a big motherfucker too, Mitch, and I don't eat like that. You know what I'm saying?
There's two people that I felt smaller. I've
Look
never
at
felt
Chucky.
smaller when I saw two people. One, when I met you, because you were the first. Well, you and Ed were the first NFL players I ever met, and you are a lot bigger, muscular-wise than Ed. And then the ASU kicker, because
Throwing shots
I
at
never
everyone.
thought a kicker could be that freaking big.
You know
So,
what I'm saying?
Kickers on
that
the
dude is
juice?
huge. Oh, the ASU kicker, the Turk dude, he's like 6'3",
Oh, yeah, that dude is
240.
huge.
He
Yeah,
made
he's
me
really
feel
big.
so small when I
Yeah,
met
he's
that
big
dude.
as fuck, bro.
Oh yeah,
Pick is
here,
in.
I'll pull up his
I'm
height
talking
right
about
now.
like he's
Hey,
like
hey,
most of
hey, Mitch,
Yeah.
don't be surprised. Is he in the drafted? I think he might go in the 7th round, right?
Oh, he's going.
Yeah, I think he'll get drafted. Raiders
Yeah.
is in.
They think
Remember the
fifth
kicker
or
for the
sixth
remember the
round.
kicker for the Broncos?
Spider Y2 banana coming in hot.
Yeah.
Here we go. Las
Hey,
Vegas.
Take it in.
Later cheerleaders.
LV.
By the way, Tampa Bay's in 2 picks. What if they end up getting Jerry Jeudy
Ooh,
for Brady? and
they
all
just
that?
might. They just might.
Wow.
Yeah,
Chucky, take it.
Now Earl called it.
I got that right,
Yeah.
baby.
Wow, where's
Yeah.
Here we go.
I know me some John Gruden.
So this is gonna be
Yeah.
Ruggs
Okay.
is versatile.
Earl.
I have been telling you since day one, I like Henry Ruggs better than anyone else. I'm so glad that he was drafted first.
It's gonna go Ruggs, CD, and then
Yeah, everybody thought he'd be the first
the
receiver
third one.
off the board, but
it's gonna be 3 receivers back to back to back.
I like the fact that Henry Ruggs was so small and he plays huge.
Yeah,
That dude
he's
can
got a
rip
serious
away
attitude.
50-50 balls. That dude's actually quick.
yeah,
He's
good.
actually one of the best route runners in the draft, from what I heard. I really like this dude. I think this is the best pick. And I love making fun of the Raiders, but I'm so glad that Jay can actually be happy for once, being a Raiders fan, I guess.
Every once in a while.
Wow. Hey, let me ask, hey, so is this? Are we considering that this is Tristan Wirfs dropping now?
Yeah,
I think so.
you'd
Yeah,
have
he's
to.
dropping
I think you can, Earl.
Yeah, he's supposed to been gone by now. We
I
ain't-
mean, yeah, he's messed your mock draft up all up.
He
You gotta go
sure
number
did.
4.
He
Man.
sure
It's like the
did.
only one you got wrong.
I
I
don't
mean, because
have your.
usually when you got a freak like that, and he was a hype during the combine, he usually stay hyped up, and he usually
He's-
goes pretty high. But
He's Jeremy Tunzel, but he didn't get caught for smoking weed out of a whatever
That we
that
know
was.
of.
Did
That
you
we
see
know
Ruggs
of.
dunking on fools on this
And that
court?
boy getting up off the
Oh,
ground.
dude. Like I said, I love Ruggs. That was my best wide receiver, and I'm glad that he is the first one off the board.
You know what, Earl? Maybe Wirfs ends up going to Tampa Bay.
Oh man, they gotta get him. They gotta
Maybe.
get Brady some help. Yeah.
So, Mitch, what you just said about Ruggs being the best receiver on the board, that's some good shit. Judy is a way better wide receiver,
This dude is fast.
I
Damn.
think
but you can't coach speed.
Man.
Yeah.
no,
Yep.
I get that. I don't think you can coach what Ruggs has though, and the fact that he can rip out those 50-50. He plays like he's 6'5", even though he's 5'11", and that is a special quality I don't think you can coach in someone. That is what I like about Ruggs.
What's my dude
This is a
from
better-
that played on the Ravens?
This is a better Tyreek Hill.
Hollywood Brown.
This last year or
No,
before?
over the wide receiver for the Ravens for years. I forget his name. He's an analyst on the NFL Network.
Steve
Oh,
Smith.
Steve Smith?
Steve Smith. I
My
mean, when you
favorite
think- I'm just
receiver.
saying.
Jeremy, get Steve Smith.
whoa,
You
whoa,
know that's
whoa,
one of my
whoa,
favorite
whoa,
guys. Get Steve
whoa.
Smith on the line.
First of all, Javon, he played for the Panthers.
Carolina.
Right.
He
Yes,
played for-
yeah.
I'm on
Yeah,
your
my
side,
bad.
Jeremy.
He played for the Ravens for a year or
Right
two,
now.
didn't he?
He
Yeah,
played
he
with
did.
the
Man,
Panthers.
that Raider
for
hat
years.
is sick, man. That
Played
Raider
with the
hat is
Ravens
sick.
for a couple years, right? Maybe 3, I think. All right.
Right. You true that.
Hey man, did Ruggs just have on
A robe.
On a
Robe.
bathroom from Old Spice.
what the hell is this little motherfucker the size of that goose?
He doing a promotion. He doing promotions for Old Spice though. That's he
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Jeremy, you know he's
That
one of
was
my
bad.
he's one of my top 3 favorite receivers. When are you getting Steve Smith on the line with me so I can talk to him? I'm waiting for that.
Like, if Steve Smith would talk so much shit to you, Mitch, it would probably hurt
And
you.
I would be so happy because
Probably,
he's one of
yeah.
my favorite.
It's
receivers
only
of
about
all
Herbert,
time.
though. It's like a 15-minute convo just about Herbert, nothing else.
Yes,
Right.
yes. He would be sitting there being like,
I would
Herbert's
watch
a trash
that. I would
quarterback
watch
because of
Mitch-
blank, blank, blank.
Let's
And I'd be like,
argue for 15
Yeah.
minutes about Herbert.
I'd watch that too.
Man.
I'd watch that
I
too.
would not want to get in an argument with no Steve Smith. That dude is crazy.
Horrible.
oh,
Yeah, talk about
I
6 feet
don't-
away.
Really.
By the way, Mitch, to your point, maybe the board looked at Ruggs almost like how they kind of looked at DK Metcalf the other year, where he was dropped.
and he
Thought
dropped
he
to the
could go
second
for
round,
Seattle.
but that dude knew what he like. He's just an athletic freak. At the end of the day, that dude can run like crazy. He's built like Delaney Walker.
I can tell you one
but
thing right
slimmer.
now. He's not
He's built
keeping
of
his same
granite.
girlfriend.
You are a fool, dog.
Come on.
You are a fool. You a fool,
Oh,
man.
right there, baby.
She better enjoy it right now. She better enjoy it right now.
That's love.
There's so many things going on right now. I can't argue with everyone at the same
hope-
time, but I feel like I
hope he
want
does.
to.
I hope he does, because that would be
love.
down like 4 flats for sure.
Hey, I'm just messing with you. I'm just
She was
funny,
wiping
though.
his tears, bro. She
Yeah.
was wiping his tears.
He's the sensitive
Bet
type,
she
Earl.
better do
Come on.
everything he want
and
to,
she
good.
gets pregnant later on tonight.
That's not the only thing she'll
Casual
be
E
wiping
in the
off.
building. In the building.
And she'll be pregnant by the end of the night.
Oh my
Yo.
gosh.
I'm just
Draft
calling
baby.
it how I see it.
Yeah.
By the way, underrated tweet of the night so far. Jets should draft Mekhi Becton's whole family. I was like, all right,
Oh, who said that?
the whole line. You
That's
got the
the
whole
whole
line.
line.
Man, daddy, for sure. Good Lord.
Man.
He be on the left tackle, he be on the right tackle.
Nah, it wouldn't even matter. Darnold still see ghosts.
Oh no! All
I ain't
right,
scared of no ghost.
Hey,
Briscoe.
Hey, Benny.
Oh, this
hey,
one scares me right
Benny,
here,
asked
man.
me How you feel about Jedrick Willis? I said, I'll call you.
Oh,
Yeah, you
I'll
gotta
call
talk
you.
that one through.
this one scares me. This next pick scares me, man.
Niners on the
They're gonna
clock.
take a wide receiver, dog. They're gonna take a wide receiver.
Oh!
Whoa.
Hey, thanks to the Bucks. Guess
Oh,
what they about to
shit.
get?
Tristan
Hey, we
Wirfs.
finally have great radio.
Wait a minute,
Great
you got a
radio,
trade?
guys.
Tristan Wirfs.
Oh,
They
shit, we got a
traded the
They're
pick.
not
trade.
worse. They're
First
getting
trade.
worse. They're getting worse.
Hey, maybe I should text BA. Who you taking?
Right.
Oh, wait.
Get BA
My
on
son
the
just
phone.
noticed. So Tampa Bay is 13 and 14.
Yeah, so they traded a later pick.
Oh, I think they'll end up trading. I don't think the
They
graphic
about to
corrected
stock
yet.
up. They about to try to. We'll see. It'll be interesting if this is real because
Yeah. I
we
think
try to
you're
be
right.
all in for 1 year, just whatever it is.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
what they may, and
You
then
get
we'll
CD and
deal with
Wirfs.
the aftermath later.
Your whole
They
offense is
got
ready to go.
13 and 14, yep. Unless they traded the 14 back to the 90, went one spot back, but what kind of
No,
sense
they
would that
would've
make?
showed it. Like, so
I-
they got 13 and 14.
Wow,
I'm
yeah, they sure
assuming
do.
that
They
they-
got 13 and 14, yep.
They
I'm
gonna
assuming
wide- they
that's
go-
What
what
did
they'll
they
do.
give up for that?
I
They're
think
gonna
they
get
go
Tristan Wirfs.
offense both times. They'll go offense both.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
they're
thinking.
going to go Tristan
They
Wirfs
gonna
And
get
CD.
Wirfs, and they gonna
Jerry
get
Judy.
Judy.
No, I'm thinking.
Yep,
They
yep,
gonna get Wirfs, and they gonna get
And
Judy.
Judy.
Wow.
I'm
Why
thinking
would Tampa
Wirfs
Bay
and
want
CD.
Judy? That's a real
What?
question of mine.
yep. I think that's going to be it. Wirfs and Judy.
I think Wirfs
Give-
and CD.
Yeah, give,
Tampa
give
Bay has two great
Brady
wide
a little bit
receivers
more
and a
time
tight end.
to
Why do
figure
they
out
want
the
Judy?
Get
They
three,
get
though.
2 back to back.
Oh, look,
Yeah,
look, they
I
got
agree.
San Fran. San
Look
Fran
at
has the
PA
14th
kicking it.
now. San Fran has the 14th.
Okay, yeah, so they
just
switched
take it back.
picks. Okay, so
Oh,
they
man.
switched.
Hey, I was like, what did they give?
Oh, your ass.
They sent Gronk to
What's
San Francisco.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Could
your
you
ass.
imagine? Could you imagine Gronk and Kyle Shanahan's
Does it-
system?
I know we don't know
That'd be
yet,
fun.
but isn't it odd that you would just swap positions?
That
Yeah,
that
just to
doesn't
go
make
up
sense
one.
to me.
That's
That doesn't
because
make
Draft
sense.
capital in
They
order
get
to
Jerry
do that.
Judy.
It'll be interesting to see what they get from it. But at the end of the day, it kind of makes sense if they were like, "We're gonna get Worthy. We're gonna get Worthy. We're gonna."
I
Once
think
again, it's
Tampa
lying
Bay
season.
is
They
about
could have
to
got him.
draft Judy.
That's the biggest
About to get
bluff
a
of
receiver.
all time.
Yep.
They're about to get a receiver. Watch.
No, they're going to
No.
protect Brady. They're going to
Tampa Bay
protect
needs to
Brady and
protect
get
Brady.
worse.
They'll protect Brady
Yeah.
in the third and fourth round.
Yeah, they're going best available.
Well,
They're
third
going
or fourth
Tristan
round.
Wirfs here. They got to.
Jason
and
Light's
fourth
not a
round
dumb
is
guy,
what
but
Bruce
I
That's
don't
a
get that
sensible
move.
pick,
back
Earl. That's a
range,
sensible
so-
pick.
I don't think that's Bruce's MO. You said he's all in right now. You know what
Yeah,
all
he
in
is.
means?
He's going
I
for
need to
that
give
biscuit.
some ball to a million motherfuckers.
But
Yeah.
we talked about this last time. Brady and that pocket is not like
Here he is, BA. I'll tell your ass.
No risk it, no biscuit. All right?
I'll tell you.
No risk
love
it, no
BA.
biscuit.
Jeremy, so your favorite head coach that you ever played for, is that Bruce Arians, or who's your favorite?
I never
Yeah.
played for Bruce.
Right?
Oh,
I
you
never played
didn't?
for Bruce.
Never
No.
played for Bruce. I did the intern under him. The favorite coach I've ever played for is, no offense to nobody else I played for. I love Andy
Oh, of
Reid,
course.
but I didn't really play for Andy Reid. You know what I'm saying? I was a rookie. You know what I'm saying?
Your
Okay.
best coach got to be Wiz, right?
John Fox.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Really?
Okay. Man,
Because
right there, hell yeah.
When
That's
you
the
look
man
at
right there.
analysts, like analysts hate John Fox, so I'm really interested on why you like John Fox.
Because he's a great coach. I ain't
He's
say
a hell
shit
of a
about him being an
coach,
analyst.
man. Yeah.
I said, he's a great coach. He's a player coach. He's fair. He all he wants. He expects accountability. He's kind of like Bruce. Like, he's a less flamboyant Bruce. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Well,
Less
most
tipsy,
analysts
too.
hate Fox because he lies to the media all the time. So I mean, you guys definitely probably know the truth more than.
Because he's a coach.
Okay, here we go. Here
Yeah.
we go. Here we go.
Check
Tristan
his name
Wirfs.
on the Bucks. Tom Brady, kid.
Judy!
Tom Brady kid.
We got. They gave up 14 and 117 to get to 13.
Jeez.
Take a Wirfs.
Yeah.
Wirfs.
They
Yeah.
really did it.
There it is.
I can't believe San Fran schooled him on that.
No
They
way.
weren't going to
Fran
take
did.
Wirfs.
Yeah.
Schooled him right
San
there.
Fran was
They
not
wasn't
going to
San
take
Francisco
Wirfs.
wasn't going to take an offensive
They
lineman.
No.
Tristan
Well,
Wirfs.
well, you don't know that, though.
That's
the thing.
stupid. San Francisco wasn't going to take an
They
offensive.
was not taking no offensive line.
Jason
No,
Light just got
like Mitch
played.
was saying, it's liar's poker.
He
This
got
is-
played.
It's
First
lying
match
season.
It's like,
So
don't
here's the thing, though.
You think I won't? Say I won't. Say I won't.
Hey, this kid dropped big time. So Tampa Bay probably got the best offensive lineman in the draft.
I
But
think
what did they
they
give up
did.
to get it? They gave him another pick.
His mom walked the red carpet. Listen, this kid can play all positions, okay? So
Walking the
that
red
boy,
carpet.
what's his name? Staley?
Yep, Joe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Staley, their left tackle.
Yes.
Yeah, he's injury riddled
Yep.
and he's old, right? At San Francisco, right? So I think the word was that San Francisco was gonna try to get him So
I don't see
That's
it.
possible. That's
Tampa
possible.
Bay's knowledge, they're like, you know what? We want this kid. So
That's the only reason they would do that one pick swap.
Yeah,
like
that's the only other side of it.
like, they knew they was about to draft him. They said, you know what? We'll give up whatever, and we'll take this kid because we understand what he is.
Right.
That's the only way that could have happened.
They gave up 117.
And we're sitting at 13 and 14. He had to be the best player on the board at the time too. So yeah, that's the only reason they would have to come up. Look at this dude jump out of the pool. Damn.
That dude crazy freaky, bro.
Whoa.
I'm not that brave, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be real with you guys. I probably could have did that, but I ain't that brave.
Hey,
I'm
water.
JB. Hey, I'll jump out of the pool in the first step.
It hurts.
First step, I can do it.
Sean?
First step, I'll do it.
Listen, have you ever stumped your toe in a pool?
Yes, top step.
Ooh,
Step.
Shit.
There you go, just like that.
The worst pain ever. I'm not that brave, man. I'm just not.
Yo, Jerry Judy to San Francisco.
That's what I'm afraid of, man. That's what I'm afraid of.
That's
the worst. That's the worst thing that was in my mind was that giving him another weapon to team up with Debo. I'm like, oh my God.
Here's the thing, Earl. Here's the thing. Your boy Shanahan, baby Shanahan, he finna be another McVay. Watch.
Yeah.
Watch what I tell you.
He already another McVay.
Watch. They will not have the same success that they had last year. I promise you they won't. Because the coordinators figure you out.
Yeah, true.
And when they figure you out, and when you go back to the drawing board, you don't have nothing to draw. He
said, "Here, coach, draw what you draw." He's like, "I don't know."
I just do stick figures. I don't know. I don't get it.
And for 2 years, he kind of fucked the league, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, this is the craziest shit we ever seen." Defensive coordinator was like, "Give me a little time. Give me a little time." Got your ass. Now they're null and void. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's gonna happen to them, but it's gonna happen early because they shit is like way simple, right? It's way simple.
Okay.
They want to stretch run you. Which all you gotta do on stretch run is blitz the backside. People don't understand that shit. I'm a very football-minded dude.
Okay.
All you gotta do on the backside, for stretch run, is blitz the B gap. You know who's gonna make that tackle every time?
Isaiah Simmons.
Bingo. The linebacker that blitz the B gap.
He's already got a nickname.
That stretch, and they hit north and south. That stretch takes about 5 yards.
Man.
When them 5 yards, that linebacker's gonna get there.
JB, he's already got a nickname, Simmons. They're calling him the Kittle Killer. Kittle Killer.
Kittle Killer.
Come on. Let's get a better one.
Hey, it just came out.
Hey, I'm that guy, bro. I'm that guy that, I don't bite on the new hype. I ain't that dude. Right?
You got to do it on the field first.
So little Bosa,
that dude,
just like his brother, had a spark when he started, but now he's just garbage. Right?
Oh.
Whoa! Just
bullshit.
Go. I'm not arguing.
Had a spark when he started, but now he's just garbage. I'm talking about old Bosa now. Young Bosa will be the same way next year. Right?
Wow.
You won't hear his fucking name. Okay? So Kittle, he was in the league for 2 years. Last year he had a breakout season. You won't hear his fucking name next year. Right? He ain't Gronkowski, bro. He's not. He's not a fucking
Kittle is their whole offense.
Bingo. And I'll take that back. Kittle and then the kid, the fullback dude.
Use check.
Use check.
Use check.
I said it, Benny. How many times
I didn't check. Use check.
How many times did I say that shit in the Super Bowl? Wherever the fuck 44 goes, that's where the ball going.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
How many times did I say it?
And you're right. And it's a combination of play calling and their belief in what Jimmy G can do.
He scored 3 touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
They were running a lot of sets with Juszczyk and Kittle. And Kittle should have got the ball more in the Super Bowl, for being honest.
Yeah, I think so too.
Way more.
Yeah.
Why? Because Juszczyk scored 3 touchdowns. So what the fuck Kittle gonna do?
Kittle.
If Jimmy G would have got the ball to Kittle, they would have won the game.
What you didn't see, Benny, is that there's always somebody lurking around Kittle. So you think that 12-yard window that you can see, like the camera shows you this, but there's a dude 6 yards away from Kittle that as soon as that ball gets in the air, he gonna snatch that motherfucker out there, just like that.
I think
Kittle or Jimmy G.
It don't fucking matter who it's on. Kittle's the target.
Yeah.
Jimmy G gonna throw the ball. It don't matter. It don't matter who throw the ball. Somebody's always there watching him.
This is the reason why I was afraid that the Niners were going to go after Henry Ruggs, because if they have gotten Henry Ruggs, that makes Kittle more relevant. Now you're right.
You take Williams over the top. You take a safety, and then he can't kill everything on the bottom.
Defensive coordinators now, like you're saying, you're probably right. Defensive coordinators figure that all of the 49ers offense is Kittle. So now you figure that out. Man, that's not a bad
next
point.
Year they will not have the success because if they smart, and I ain't no defensive coordinator, so I ain't finna just say I know how to put this coverage with this.
Hey Jay, though, here's one thing that might rebut that though. Kittle is in the class of Travis Kelce. This dude, he's a dog tied in. The dude can get the ball no matter what. You'll find a way to get him the ball. Travis Kelce, you can throw the ball in between three defenders. He coming down with.
Earl, I'm not sold.
Not sold on it.
Travis Kelce has had years of success.
So Kittle's just a
Kelce is better than Kittle.
A product.
I'm not sold on Kittle.
Kelce is better than Kittle.
I'm not sold on Kittle.
No. Kelce's way better. But I'm just saying Kittle. So you're saying Kittle.
Listen, guys. Ever since Gronk left the league, they've been trying to find a new Gronk.
That's true.
Me and JB have had this conversation before. At the end of the day,
so basically, Kittle is a product of Shanahan's system.
He's a role player.
No,
right, that's what I'm saying. He's a product of the system, so he's not
a role
really
player
that
with a
dominant.
little more talent.
Okay.
Oh, hey, before this next pick comes in, let's just get this on the table now. Especially Mitch, you mentioned the bad media people. Whoever keeps pushing the narrative that Gronk is the greatest tight end ever is smoking dust.
Yeah, I know, man.
You're smoking that good dust.
Yeah,
it's a lie.
I agree.
A whole-faced lie.
I'm gonna Tony Gonzalez.
I feel like the whole point you had me on these shows just to make fun of me. That is how I feel right now. And I love it. Just so you know, if you guys,
I'm not making fun of you.
If any of your shows ever need someone to make fun of, just invite me back on it because I love it.
One thing I'm gonna say about Gronk is he's probably one of the most complete tight ends that the NFL has ever seen.
Yeah, he
I
loves
agree.
block.
He's not the greatest though.
Because when you're talking about I need a playmaker, and you're gonna throw it to your tight end. That's your first choice.
Sometimes that play is just to block.
So Benny, who's the greatest tight end to you?
Oh yeah.
This might end up being our last pick, fellas.
Tony Gonzalez is my guy for best tight end.
Gonzalez all day.
Yeah.
No, okay, I agree. I'm not gonna disagree with that.
The pick is in.
I was hoping you would say something dumb so I could make fun of you and deflect off of me.
Wide receiver here, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's gonna be Judy. I got a feeling it's gonna be.
All right, pick is in.
This probably the last pick. The captain.
Who's writing them cards for Goodell? Because somebody got to be in his.
Got a guy in there.
This is
He's got a guy.
Jerry Judy looks sad.
Damn.
Disappointed.
Oh, they replaced.
With a name like Javon, he gonna be all right. He gonna be
okay. and that's a testament. So just what we were just talking about, system guys, right?
Yeah.
That's a testament to system, right? They feel like they can get a receiver in the third
anytime,
that has some kind of talent, and he can fit in that system. It's a system thing.
That's a good point, though.
Is that arrogance, though? Is that arrogance, though?
That's what it is. That's why he lost 2 fucking Super Bowls.
Hey, Jeremy, how many coaches have been to 2 Super Bowls, though? Let's be honest.
A lot of them.
Bill Belichick.
In that position, in those important positions, OC and head coach. No.
28
I'm seeing
3.
Kinlaw.
He's lost 2 of them.
No, that's what I mean. As OC and head coach, how many of them
The
did they do?
Niners are stacking that defense, man. They
Kinlaw.
stacking that defense.
Well, they had to. They got rid of Buckner.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
Kinlaw.
true.
Buckner's gonna hurt.
That is right at 7 o'clock.
He's that dude, the ball dude. I forget his name, but he seemed to really have that defense playing.
Racially ambiguous guy.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that dude.
All right, Kinlaw.
Is he Arabian or is he
that big,
black?
bro?
What the heck is he? But yeah,
Kinlaw, man.
So that was it right there. 2 hours, 15 picks.
Yeah. So let's do this.
14 picks.
Let's let the Broncos pick. We'll do 15 to be nice and even with it, and then in the meantime, let's go around the board. Mitch, of the picks so far, which team made the best pick of what was available? Is it the Cardinals? Is it Bird Gang?
So Earl, Jay, and I wish Ed was here because you guys know how much I totally disapprove on everything Phoenix does all the time. and I'm the most unbiased person in possible Arizona media possible because I make fun of them all the time.
Spit it
Arizona
out,
had the best goddamn pick, and it pisses me off because I love making fun of them at times. Them or Detroit. I like both, but I will not give it to Detroit because I don't trust them enough. Sorry, Benny.
That's fair enough. No, I'm not going to disagree with that. All right, Javon, what do you think? Best pick for which team?
I gotta go with the Cardinals. I think I'm surprised. I thought they were gonna, take the low hanging fruit and take a wide receiver or take that offensive lineman. So I'm very impressed. So I think that's who surprised me.
Yeah, Earl, what you think?
Hey, so since we don't want to get all Cardinals around the whole board, I'm gonna go Tua. Miami finally not taking that bait about that about the hip injury, and going after that guy that's going to be the next special thing in his NFL.
And they didn't have to trade to get him.
And they didn't have to move at all to stay right there and got him.
Three fucking first round picks. I mean,
that's a good move considering how many picks they got.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rebuilding.
It's not that risky. You know what I'm saying?
Now watch him, and with 27 so-called 27 receivers in this draft that can go either from to the third round or anywhere in that range, they're gonna get some weapons for him too. Yeah. So,
okay, Sean, what do you think?
The last time the Cardinals had a defensive prospect drop to them and everyone loved it, it was Robert Kimdichie. So I have a little concern. Concern. But
don't do that to him.
I know. Okay, so I love that he fell. I think it's perfect. But I'm gonna actually go with Tampa Bay, getting what they need to go all in right now, fulfill a need. I'm gonna say Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, JB, what do you think?
Sean actually took mine. Because I was about to say, when you talk about by necessity,
right?
Tampa Bay won.
Yeah.
Like, we got lucky.
Yeah.
Be real. We got lucky.
Draft just fell in our lap. Like,
but by necessity, Tampa Bay, and they moved up. They strategized, play plot strategized, and they bombed first. Like, if they did what they needed to do to get what they needed, right?
Right.
Tampa Bay won, man.
Yep.
Again, in 2020. Again, they won.
I want to say different, but it's got to be Simmons considering where he went, compared to where he's projected to go.
Yeah.
I mean, Sean, don't do that to the kid. Jay.
No.
Hey, Mitch didn't do it, so I took it. Mitch didn't do it. I took it.
The best value pick could be this next pick, Jerry Jeudy going to the Broncos.
Could be.
Jay, can I ask you a question real quick before we get kicked out? You're a Raiders fan, right? Let's just establish this.
Yes, sir.
So who do you hope? Because I've been, Titans Mariota. You have Derek Carr. And I know the obvious answer is who do you hope wins. But at the end of the day, who do you really hope wins, Mariota or Derek Carr? And I know you're going to say the best one, but who do you really hope wins?
No, I like
Jordan Love.
I think I like Brother Love. But I like Carr. I think that when you have a coach like a Gruden, and maybe in JB will probably disagree with me. When you have a coach like Gruden that is so hard on players,
didn't I say he was going to the Broncos?
So yeah, I would rather see Carr succeed.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think Carr is better than Mariota, so
I got that right in the mock draft too. Jerry Jeudy to the Broncos.
All right, there it is. A little over 2 hours, 15 picks.
Hey, for real, I thought it was gonna be all right. So I'm about to do this draft show with my folks, but that was fun, y'all.
That was really fun.
Yeah.
We had a good time as we always do.
Of course.
And, hey,
fun. We
anybody out there who watched us and listened to us later, we appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe to all our shows. Of course, the Neutral Zone, Microphone Masters, KSRN Arizona, CasualSports.com, the JB and Benny Blue Review. For Mitch, Javon, Earl, Sean, and Big JB, who God knows what he's doing right now. He's probably himself to Isaiah Simmons. Oh, it's been a beautiful thing. Enjoy the rest of the draft. Follow us on social media everywhere at JB, at Kazual Sports, KSRN in Arizona. Just Google us. You can find us, baby.
You can.
Peace. Until next time.